Yeah, we're playing Fiasco. We are playing the Camp Death playset.
Sounds nice.
It does.
And there's only 2 players in it.
Oh.
But yeah, and you.
This is just awkward. You guys are just going to watch?
To get a little bit of the flavour of the Camp Death setting. So here's the deal. Camp Clearwater's been abandoned since some grisly unsolved murders 20 years ago.
The best kind of grisly murders.
Or whatever. The new owners probably made up some creepy story to tell the campers and scare up business. What I know is we've got a couple of weeks to get this place set up before campers arrive. And most of the hard work is already done. We've got enough booze, pot, and distance from authority to make this the greatest summer ever. What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing, because it's all been perfectly planned. The end. Great game, right?
And end recording done. Okay.
Star Wipe.
Star Wipe. Audio Star Wipe. Okay. To start off with the setup, if someone wants to roll that entire collection of dice.
The entire collection of dice.
Yes.
All of the dice.
All of those die. Dice? Die.
The plural of dice is die.
It's pronounced a casino of dice.
And we'll sort them into sets of numbers. So,
That's a nice set.
I've got some ones.
Mate.
A lot of ones.
Well, take it back. The mode dice are letting us down a little bit somewhat.
A little bit. And some fours.
Right now, Ryan is arranging the dice.
Not well. Alright, so what have we got? 4 ones, 2 twos, 3, 4...
That's 4
4
threes.
threes. Oh, it's been a long day.
It seems
That's
like,
2 4s, 2 5s, and 2 6s.
seems like actually a fairly even distribution. You did a good job. You did a good job.
You diced.
All right, retiring undefeated from Fiasco. Oh, damn, I didn't get with Yahtzee. Do it again.
Okay. From that set of dice, we set up the relationships between each of the players. We've got the place cards that sit between each of us. We'll be setting up the relationships of the people to the left and the right of
So
yourself.
just so we're clear, me and you, Goita, we don't have a relationship. I know.
Each of these relationships are going to have a
Don't get something special.
category and an element to them. To select those, we'll be actually going around the table, and you can pick from these relationship tables. First off, you use you pick one of these dice, and say if I pick a 1, then I can place that on any of the relationship cards around the table. It doesn't have to be one of the ones I'm involved with, but I could say, all right,
Ooh, bromance.
Ross and I-
How exciting.
friends.
We're friends! Yay! Are we,
I'm going to lock this one in.
we're friends.
And then it goes around to Ross. He gets to pick one of these. There's a couple of copies.
I don't want to look. I want to do completely pure random, just like
No, you should look.
pick a dice.
We
But
need-
it's more funny if I don't look. Fine.
I think it's going to be funny if you pick the funny one.
So yeah, the first one you'll be picking will be one of the major categories. Or you can choose to define it by, say, if you wanted to define our one, since it's already classified as friendship, you can pick one of the dice we've got out of the pool there and say, friends since grade school, or unlikely friends, or so on and so forth, based on which dice you pick.
So if there is already a category, you can then define
the
that
category,
with
yep.
an element.
Yep.
But if there isn't a category yet,
You need to pick a
you
category.
need to pick category first.
I think me and Trevor, have a secret relationship.
Ooh.
I already don't like where this is going.
I didn't pick romance.
Well, as these get fleshed out, you'll start getting a bit of an idea of who your character actually is. You come into this game without any sort of pre-built characters or anything. It's all developed by this allocation.
See,
If you don't want to develop the relationships more, there is also the option of building up needs, desires, locations, or objects, which are on those other forms as well. But by the end of the setup, we each need to have 2 elements or 2 parts on each of the relationship cards, and at least one
need.
one need, one object. One need, one
Get
location,
laid.
and one object.
How many of these two are? I got there.
So I got 2 copies of the playset out there. So
There's a pattern going on with these.
the general theme of this is think of it in the context of a movie.
To get out of your mind to get totally blazed.
That kind of movie, specifically.
So what are you picking?
Got a pretty good distribution of dice there still.
Oh, yeah, it does eventually get locked in.
So at this point, I can choose category this way, element this way. Are the locations and whatnot open yet?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yep. We're going to have a working relationship.
I want it to be so much more.
This time,
Grab the associated dice, put it on your place card, and write the note.
specifically, you can be my pot dealer, which I think is a lot more of a fucking romantic relationship than work anyway.
So I write
Work.
work. Yep.
And then it's your turn to pick a dice.
Oh, exciting.
It's thrilling.
I've been used friends, secret, and work. Oh, this is like right. Family.
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 Alright, let's have a look at family.
Yeah.
Still got a full set there. Alright. Okay, I'm going to elaborate on that one, on the family relationship. So we're our step siblings. So the relationship between you and me is completed. Ross?
So I can pretty much...
If you want to do any of the other ones, the objects, locations, needs,
but both of these do need to be filled in
they
by
do
the
need
end,
to
right?
be completed.
So if I pick one of, like, a need,
Mm-hmm.
that's for me, or is it on one of these relationships?
It's usually... Well, it really depends on what the need is.
Right. Okay. I'll fill in our friendship. And could you pass me one of the ones? I think we will... myself and Ryan here will be friends since grade school.
Alrighty.
Those are totally words that I wrote on that just then, and not...
With the question on the needs, one of the things you got to sort of look some of the key points you got to look for is the need capable of being the obsessive core of a relationship, of the relationship? It does get associated with a relationship.
Okay.
Is the need alive with possibility, both good and bad, but mostly bad? Is the need producing nods of appreciation and excitement from your friends?
Well, we haven't done any yet.
Similar sort of deals with locations. So each of those needs, objects, locations, desires, and all that do get associated with
A relationship. Got it. So we don't need to fill in the element of the relationship before doing a need on it?
Don't need to.
Don't need to. Got it.
So you can do that later on if you want to, or...
I think
As long as by the end, each of the relationships has
both
a category and
things.
an element. The needs and the desires and all that can just be left as the upper level. They don't need to be completely defined.
I'm going to write this in on a sheet here, Sparkle, or...
The needs and everything, they're basically, if we start doing those, I've got
Oh, I get
more
more,
element
okay.
cards which will add on.
Oh
Plenty of
man,
those to
there's
go.
a lot of good options here.
Have a look at the thing. Thank you.
While we're looking through, since we have one's finished up. Step siblings, you reckon there's an age difference or roughly the same age?
Ooh. I got one of those things with a huge age, like a slightly bigger age difference, like 15, like 10, 15
10,
years type
15
thing.
years.
Yeah.
So
Are we supposed to all be teenagers, though?
Not
Or is it
necessarily.
not necessarily? Cool. Got it.
Well,
Bro,
we may be teenagers, but also we may not
but that could
be
tie into
who we appear to be, which is going to
some
be...
other stuff ends up being like your needs and desires, depending on what that is.
Not who they appear to be.
Yes, that is the secret of our relationship, is that we are not who we appear to be.
Dun, dun, dun.
I should also mention while we're doing this, There is a whole thing about this towards the end of who is the killer.
It's you.
Ha. And there's three options on there. The third one I think will probably work better if we're playing a 5-player game. So looking at the first two, there is one which is I always knew there was something wrong with that one, which is you play the game as usual, and the stunt dice will assure people are dying.
Stunts.
Which is those 4 red dice. But let the fiction organically determine the identity of the killer. The identity of the killer will probably become obvious as the game winds down. Or the other option is everyone is a suspect. During play, any player who receives a stunt dice may no longer appear on camera in any scene with the killer. During the aftermath, each player with a stunt dice will roll them separately. Whoever's the highest total is the killer. If anyone ties, then they were both killers and we're working together. Which would you want to lean on?
The second one seems complicated.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the first one. I think it's, as the narrative plays out, I think the killer could be one of us, or it could be an NPC that is created during the scenes. I think it's probably going to be a little bit more easy to flow around. So what was the one on that one? The secret?
Not who they appear to be.
Okay.
I think we're actually a foot taller.
Like the whole time, we've just been further away.
There are actually 3 children in a trench coat.
Dun dun dun.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with locations, what am I defining a location? Like where I stay in this? Or
It's a location central to our relationship, so it's going to be used as scene material for some of the scenes as we play through. I'll have a look at locations.
So that's not necessarily specific to a relationship. That's more
It will
just
get
the
tied with
narrative
a
in general.
relationship. So if you look at them, it's like we've got like the lodge, the cabins, the lake.
well, so I'm gonna double down there. We'll finish off this one, double down there,
Yeah.
and then we'll be the dealer and pothead.
Nice.
So that's all the relationships established, right?
Yeah.
So you and me are being friends since grade school, and you and me are step siblings.
Yep.
We've got a secret light relationship, which
It's
not who they appear to be, so we don't know who is on that one there, but I'm
They're
leaning
cousins.
towards the pot dealer relationship going on that you, Trev, are probably the one that doesn't appear to be who they are.
I was thinking something for that. How much of this is something that we can discuss now, and how much of this is like a reveal as it goes on? Because I got something for that.
Okay, leave it at that then.
Okay.
I'm good with leaving that a little bit of a surprise.
What? Okay. Yeah. we'll figure it. This. All this stuff is emerging organically. So,
Yes.
Yes.
And we've got a work relationship there of dealer and pothead, right?
Yep.
So am
I
I?
like to inject the marijuanas.
The marijuanas.
So we don't need the relationship ones anymore.
When we set these ones, the needs. I remember seeing on the video they said you pick 2 dice. So do you actually like? If I pick the need, do I actually just pick the element of that, and you need both dice to do it? Is that how that works?
We'll double check.
I think that makes sense because these cards have them as separate category and element, whereas there isn't anything for that for the needs. So it looks like you just pick one, and you pick it as the category and the.
Because I know at one point they said on that video that that takes 2 dice.
We'll double check to make sure we're going to be filled out. That you might be right.
So anyway,
What do you got going on?
we're friends since grade school. I think there might have been a falling out though. like Ryan was the cool kid and I got fat. Or something.
God, I was going to say that exact same thing. What does that mean?
Wow.
It seems to be they still go around and
All right.
you keep on.
So
going
you do it
around.
the same way. You say
Yeah.
to get even, and then somebody else can fill in the
Yeah.
next part of it. Got it.
Yep. Okay. So, object. I'm going to look at objects.
Because if it's 2 parts to get there, then there's only enough dice for there to be essentially a set of needs on each of these. So if there's objects or locations, then we're not going to have
maybe
needs.
that's deliberate though, to have like something not filled out so you can kind of just do whatever with it.
Not every one of these has to have a need or
Yeah,
it's
cool.
You need to have
Like, it can't if we're going to have the
Yeah.
other thing.
you need to have one need, one location, and one object.
Okay, we just decided to delve into. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to have. Well, this relationship is going to have a useful object.
Oh.
Oh.
I think. Yes, it is.
Your familiar step sibling relationship is going to have a useful object.
This is in possession of a useful object.
Weed saves the day yet again.
Alright.
It's me.
Yep.
I am going to put a need on our relationship, Ryan.
Just so needy.
Right? So there's still a 4.
Oh,
Taking a 4.
when we get down to the last dice is wild. It can be any number. Oh, that's why I wrote object there as well.
I did. Oh, sorry.
Isn't it?
And family's quite obvious relationship.
Yep.
Ryan,
Yes.
to get even.
To get even.
Dun, 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 dun.
So we got an object and a location
We got an object and a need. So
and
far.
a need.
So a location would be good. We are playing 4 players, so it does say if you're playing a 4-player game, it suggests a second need. So that's a suggestion, not a requirement.
That makes sense. It means there can be an object, a location, and 2 needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could fill in this one, or whatever. Just
I think I pretty much do what I want, really.
Yeah,
I
no.
think it's like literally the whole purpose of the game. I think one of the burning needs of our relationship is that there just needs to be some more respect. But we'll talk about that after the game. For now,
maybe
I'm going to choose an
stop
object.
this game. Maybe we need to get like a therapist. We need to talk this through.
Bit of mediation.
We're breaking some new grounds here. These two.
How does that work? To get we have a secret, not what it seems relationship to get respect.
Okay, I have something for this, and I think I'm probably just going to have to like say the thing because
Okay.
it's not going to get very far without like you on board for this. The secret nature of our relationship is that I am 21 Jump Street trying to bust Pothead McDealer over here.
Oh no.
Ah.
Well,
and I'm bringing you in.
Yeah, or possibly I've gone.
You got the goods on me.
I've gone a little bit native, and you are a handler, the more senior
boys.
21 Jump Street, coming to get me out.
Okay, so I'm having like an undercover young cop, essentially trying to do a sting. I'm digging that as fantastic.
mine is to get away.
Which is playing straight off that?
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
So I pick a. Oh, I can't. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, number 2.
All right. And that was a need. So we got need. That was...
So we don't have a location though.
we
Yeah, we
really
got
should
2
have a
needs and object.
Yeah,
You
we
know
got 2
location,
needs.
We've got 3 needs.
We got 3 needs, I think.
Is that too many needs?
It would be. We really do need a location.
Oh, well, I'm happy to do the location then.
All right.
To get away from my need. Go to a location. My quest is complete.
To get respect. Okay, we're bound to these things, and we're bound to what there's dice for these things for.
Needs. So to get...
Damn, I actually hadn't considered that because turning your life around I thought would be perfect. But that's
you don't have the dice
6,
for it.
and there isn't actually a 6 on the table.
Location is
Okay.
the cabins.
All right. All right, throw me that because I will have a look at some of the cabins.
Hopefully I can get 5.
Okay, we don't need
I need to define it.
this anymore.
Oh, we'll give you that actually, if you want that.
Cool. I was thinking the
supply shed.
Supply shed.
All right, so that's location done. Ross,
Oh,
we've got objects and needs. I left in there.
So are we good now? So we can just basically add anything else for flavour now? Is that right? Or
no, we got these 2 to fill in still.
oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait. Also the object.
Yep. So object and needs.
Oh, so I have to fill the object. Okay, so
Well, you can anything that's still got a spare space on it.
must be
yeah.
filled out.
Well,
Well,
we
the-
can.
The way it's going to go is this turn left.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could put something else on the table. That if I'm going to fill that out for that's
Yeah.
fine. That's just
Flesh
fine.
that one out.
So we got either to get even or to get respect.
And the last dice is
Wild.
fantastic. Hatchet it is.
Is there a 3?
There is a 3.
I think I
Oh, I
need.
actually got
I think I need the 3
To get even.
to get even.
Mm-hmm.
Because why should they be so happy?
Ooh. That does have a very sort of friend since school feel to it.
But who should be so happy?
Well, it could go the other way.
That still answers. The question still stands.
One of us. One of us. Yeah.
Oh, you've got needs and objects. You can give us locations because that locations are done.
Okay, so I'm either choosing a needs and filling out the to get respect, or
Or you can look at object.
got object here too, yeah.
The object is a useful object, which could also get filled out.
So, one of these two. Flashlight.
I mean that is a useful object. Or did you have your heart set on the hatchet?
No,
No?
Well, that's the other thing. Is
I was
that-
thinking the master key and stuff that could be good fun.
whatever you choose is wild card. I think Goiter, because you're gonna have the last.
Yeah, but he can
card.
also fill in that object if he wants to as well.
Yeah.
Which means
Yeah.
you can fill in.
So I can fill in whatever.
I do. You know what? I actually do like the idea of. I had like set in my head to get respect being turning my life around, but I kind of like the idea of just pitching that over and then just like whatever the hell happens, having to roll with that.
Yep.
Is that a 1?
There's
a
a 1
1
and
and
a
a
4. Now your 2 choices. Well, I have unlimited power.
It's a large flashlight.
On the object.
Yep.
Cool. Can I have your thingy? What's it? So yours is needs.
It's to
Yep.
get respect.
To get respect.
Please can all go away. There's a little bit more space.
From the voice in your head.
What was it?
From the voice in your head.
For respect.
Yeah.
These don't these don't seem so much like they're tied to a relationship. Is the thing. The needs. I guess that one does.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So this is between you two, yeah?
I guess. I was kind of treating it like it was, but
It is.
Yeah,
It
the
is?
secret, not who they appear to be, relationship.
I feel like this is really going to define us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What
I'm making it dark.
did you write?
It's still going.
War and peace.
By showing them they shouldn't have fucked with you.
All right, someone's going to die.
Right. All the dust can go back in the middle.
Man, this shit is dark.
Yes.
These needs aren't positive needs.
And that's why
y'all.
it's called Fort Sensible. Oh, no, Cab Death.
Have that.
Okay. Now we've got some established relationships and needs and bits and pieces like that. Let's work out who our characters are. So, friends since school, step siblings.
Yes.
So you and me are about the same age.
Yes.
How old do you think we are? Not long out of high school, or 30-somethings that are helping fix up an old...
Toolies.
I think we're toolies.
Oh, we're fucking toolies, aren't we?
You keep getting older, they stay the same age.
Alright, so we're toolies.
And which of us is wanting to get even because why should the other one be happy?
I think that might get a little bit more worked out as some of the other relationships get
Cool.
worked out, because it really depends on how good our relationship is and what your relationship's like, and that'll work out.
Do we pick names?
Oh yeah.
I think my name is Chet Stedman.
Oh. So I guess I'm the
You
one. I
seem
guess I'm,
really convinced of that right away.
I guess I'm the one that's wondering why you should be so happy with a name like Chet.
I think he might be like he was a football star and now he's in decline.
Okay, that doesn't help.
I'm running with the Toolies thing.
Toolies thing. All right.
Well, that could be like the uneven friendship, sort of going the other way in later life. Mm-hmm. The high school quarterback and the science nerd who winds up inventing and investing, and now you're sort of meeting in the middle where the relationship is sort of flipped over a little bit.
Like Silicon Valley startup sort of guy.
Yeah.
Like not one of the big ones, just one of the ones that sort of snuck in on the side. But yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right.
What's your name?
Angelo.
Angelo.
I should probably think of a surname at some point, but I'll keep that in mind. Okay. So we're sitting around sort of late 20s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Right, so late 20s. So that means if we're talking about the step sibling thing, are you thinking
So I could be like just
out of school?
is it like a school camp sort of thing, or is it like
It's
a
that sort of
okay,
camp, or
maybe
it's
like a
summer camp?
college university type thing, like a
I'm getting the impression that some of us may have been sort of brought in as just to set it up and maybe even be some camp coordinators or bits and pieces like that.
so we're looking like end of high school then type of thing, or what's it
So
sound
like
like?
be out of high school, or like sort of in the gap year between high school and
Or you guys,
uni, college, or
if you do like college thing, I was about the there's perpetual uni students always there, still hanging around, and still doing that type of stuff.
yeah.
Because that also makes the whole like the drugs, the drinking, all that sort of stuff a bit more sense as well.
Yep.
Well, that probably still happens in year 12, but and let's say it did. But let's move on. This is recorded. Please delete. I think so. Yeah, let's do college. So I just like first year sort of
Yeah.
college. So like 20,
Yeah.
21 type thing.
Easy.
Yeah.
So we're looking at about 8 or 9 year,
Yeah,
8 or 9
that's
year
pretty cool.
age gap, which is good.
And my name is Bobson Dugnut.
Because we're taking the naming really seriously. This is MMO level naming.
I worry.
X 420 nuts.
420 no scope. No, I remember there was this like Japanese baseball game, and they made up all these English names, and we're like, yes. And Bobson Dugnut was one of those made up English names. I'm like, yes, I have to do it.
Dugnut.
And Dugnut just sounds funny.
Are you gonna have the same surname?
No. Our parents, our individual parents are married. It doesn't mean we have to change our names. Crazy man.
But you're married to a Dugnut.
I'm not.
Related to.
My father made the mistake. Oh, sorry, no. My mother made the mistake in that one.
Well, I'm glad no one else was taking the naming too seriously, because my name is Donnie Jepp.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
So,
I like it.
Donnie.
Whatever, Donnie.
I like the idea of him being just like a shitty 21 Jump Street. In his head, he's Johnny Depp. To everyone else, he's Donnie
Donnie
Jepp.
Donnie Jepp.
Discount 21 Jump Street.
Jesus Christ. Alright. You and me know about a location of a flashlight, which could come in useful at some point.
Yep.
You two have the dealing thing going on.
Yep.
You're setting up the deal or trying to buy and...
So I'm imagining that, I've worked out that you are sort of the connect here, possibly in relation to the supply shed. It's actually the supply shed.
I get it.
Yeah, you didn't need the air quotes to really make that gong land. And yeah, either like in the course of it, I'm setting up a deal, or that's already happened and has possibly gone awry.
Yeah, I think that could work. And because it's Dilla and Pothead, so I can be the perpetual stoner college student, university student. That's just like, yeah, whatever, man. Just making some sweet cash. And
I like that idea that I'm failing pretty hard at trying to nail what is essentially like a dumb, uni pothead dealer, and just can't get it to work.
once you get it one day, man, you'll get it one day.
Yeah.
I hope you don't, though.
So the secret relationship between Donnie and Chet is like Donnie busted him before,
Oh, yeah, I like that.
and so Chet sort of knows that you're a 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to say that when your performance started to decline outside of school, you started trying to like juice or something like that to get back on there, and you pinged him for that.
Or potentially I gave you some stuff as well. You just want to do some escapism or something like that as well. So I supplied what you needed.
Okay, and so you like flipping on your Kinect, your higher up,
or-
is leading to like this drug dealing kingpin over here, who turns out to just be some kid slinging weed.
Which also works out because, like, I'm trying to bring down your family
What,
to
the
get
Doug Nuts?
even.
Don't forget the Doug Nuts.
Oh, I so wish I had picked a surname already. This is going to become Doug Nut.
Like,
What's your name? Again,
all
sorry?
the
Angelo.
Doug Nuts.
Angelo
like,
Doug Nut.
They've been living the high life all this time while poor Chet's been in the gutter. So like maybe I'll just like bring the cops into the Doug Nut's backyard. Yeah.
Classic Angelo Doug Nut.
How you like that, Angelo?
And so in
I hate
classic,
every bit of this.
I love it.
I think this is what Averot feels like with Tad just all the time. And so that ties into Chet's natural inclination as the quarterback to feel like he's calling the shots.
Yeah.
With 21 Jump Street, setting a cop on his enemies.
Because I feel like he thinks that I think Chet feels that he thinks that he is smarter than he even remotely fucking is.
Yep.
I'll set everybody up.
Spent his entire time during high school getting high praise and everything like that, and outside of high school, he's just a high school quarterback.
Yeah.
And so perhaps that is the reason why Donnie feels the need to get respect from Chad by showing him that he shouldn't have fucked with me.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it. That's cool.
Yeah.
This all fits. All the pieces have come together.
Some sort of
Neat little puzzle.
I'm sure it's going to go swimmingly.
let's see.
I forgot there was a rest of the game to this. I thought
Yeah,
That was it. That was it. Just made.
Alright,
That was
cool.
good. Backstory.
This part is
Enjoy that.
the creation is really fun with
The
it.
game
All the
itself-
possibility. How can we fuck it up?
The game itself was 5 minutes long.
Fuck, we did.
Now
we did real bad at that then.
Oh.
Now we'll just roll dice and see who wins.
Okay, we're now rolling into Act 1.
Act 1.
During Act 1, we go around in the same sort of order. Each of us has the opportunity of doing 2 scenes. When it's your turn to do a scene, you either opt to establish the scene or resolve the scene. If you establish, you set up where it's happening, who's involved, and basically doing the ad lib or theatre sports or whatever you want to call it. Sort of have a conversation, create a scene with another player or a couple of players if you want to. If you're establishing, the other players on the table, partway through the scene, which will usually take about 1 or 2 minutes. That's all we're talking.
Like, will it be like a jump in when it seems appropriate sort of situation? Let them riff for a little bit, and then when it seems like a good moment, jump in with a...
You generally speaking, if you're the person establishing it, you'll sort of say who's there and who's not. Partway through, the players that aren't in the players aside from the one that's in the scene, pick one of the dice, and if they pick one of the positive dice, that scene is going to end positively for the scene's character. If they pick one of the negative dice, that scene's going to end poorly, or what that scene is leading to is going to end poorly. And with the stunt dice, that's real bad. Someone's going to die, probably.
I was kind of hoping for like a wicked
Do we-
BMX trip.
so,
but okay.
Do we save
Just
those
for-
for like Act 2 or?
They have a lot more flavour in Act 2.
So you
Not
keep,
to say you can't.
so once you, if I take that dice, do I keep the rest of the game and get to use it? At some
During
point?
Act 1, you get that dice there
Yep.
and then finish your scene off. At the end of the scene, you give that dice to one of the other players. For not as a reward for anything that specifically happened in that scene. It's just, alright, this guy here is going to start having a positive run during this game. Or a negative run during this game. Which will make a little bit more sense.
If you get given a positive end to your scene, you can then gift a positive dice to somebody else.
Yes. During Act 2, when you're given that dice during your scene, you keep that dice. And it'll all make a little bit more sense as we go through, but yeah.
I think this is
I have just a weird question.
Yes.
Do we roll these dice?
During the middle part, which is called the tilt, and during the aftermath, yes.
Okay.
Essentially, the best way you're going to have a good outcome of this is stacking one or the other. Having a lot of negative dice doesn't actually mean that it's going to be the shittiest possible. The more of one colour you have, the better your outcome you're probably going to have.
Okay.
All right.
Right
Wait,
on.
I gotta get my Matthew McConaughey voice going. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah, pump those numbers up. Those rookie numbers. I can't do his voice.
I keep getting older. They stay the same age. There we go. That's it. That's Chad.
I hate it so much.
I hate it too, Ryan. I hate it too.
But it's just the way the Lord made me.
That's just the way good Jesus made me.
You starting to veer off into Forrest Gump there. You gotta pull it back.
Oh no!
It's happening again!
Okay, and the other half is if you choose to resolve a scene, you declare that you're resolving. The rest of the players establish a scene for that player to play in. So, and much the same as the act's going on, you guys will still pick a dice for him to. Actually, I'm pretty sure. I shall double check, but I think resolving the.
So it's not if you establish a scene, someone else then has to resolve it.
No.
It's establishing a scene is if you establish it, you set it up.
Yep.
And get other people to play in it.
Yep.
And resolving is other way around. Everyone else sets it up, and then
you have to play in that playground.
Wait, what?
Well, you see.
Yeah. Here's the other thing: if you establish a scene, the other players are the one that picks the dice. If you resolve a scene, you get to pick that dice.
Okay.
So you guys can set up a shitty situation for me, but then I can go, okay, this is going to be positive for me, and then I spend the rest of that scene spinning it to my favour. And everyone will know, because I've been given this positive one, this scene needs to end positive for me, and it needs to be role played that way. It sets the tone for the rest of that scene.
Okay.
Capiche?
I think after a couple of scenes, probably make a bit more sense. But
First couple of scenes are going to be a lot of set dressing anyway. Not a lot of, we do sort of have to jump into things fairly quickly, because in total in the entire game, you're only going to have 4 scenes each. 2 in the first act, 2 in the second act.
fair enough. Cool.
Okay.
Alright. So starting with me, I'm going to choose to establish. And I am going to be having a discussion with
Bobson Donut.
Say his name.
Of the New England Dugnuts.
Bobson Dugnut. We are driving up to the campsite. I'm driving. I'm in a silver SUV, and we're basically rolling down this sort of bit of a rough, not very well maintained road, heading down the hill towards the lake where the camp is based.
Yep.
Dobby.
Oh, my name.
You're not still planning to sling that shit to kids and everything down there. Surely you've after failing through the first semester, you've ever thought of like getting a little bit on the straight and narrow and actually sort your shit out?
Get off my fucking back already. Not my fucking real mum.
Oh, Dugnuts are shit. He's a shitty kid.
Look, I get where you're coming from. I appreciate your concern, but it's none of your business. And look, I promise to not to cause too much trouble. You're running the show. I'll just stay out of your way.
Look, put a bit of money in to get this camp going again. I want it to be a positive place to, for kids to get out during summer, have some fun, meet new people. I don't want them, pissing away the early part of their 20s in the way you seem to be heading.
Well, I'm going to guarantee that they have lots of fun. That's what you want.
It is. Don't forget, at any point you guys can jump in and throw a dice in, whether it's going to go positively
That's
or
it, back to Winnipeg.
Alright, so that is a negative dice. Alright.
Negative.
So that means it's going to go...
It's going to go badly for me.
Okay.
Like,
Cool.
my aim is going to be... I'm aiming to try and put you on the straight and narrow.
Yep.
This is probably not... This one's not going to work well. So, as soon as we get there, we're going to get set up. I want to make sure that you got nothing hiding around this place.
Now, I guess we're establishing a scene, and that's a bit tricky,
Well,
I suppose.
scene's established.
Yeah, so do
But at this point here...
But can I... Can I explain, what does it say? I was lying through my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's like, but could we establish, I've also got, stuff hidden quite well, that sort of stuff, but...
definitely.
It doesn't all have to be dialogue, does it? You can just say, you can just explain what is
That's
happening.
what I say,
what is
I'll
going
just
on.
say, look, man, alright, I fucking get it. I was going to say, alright, look, man, alright, get off my fucking back. I just want to be here. I just want to enjoy myself as well. The last thing I need is you fucking riding me down for the next couple of weeks while we're down here. I won't do anything. Alright? You promise to leave me alone. You promise to get off my case and this shit. I won't fucking do anything, alright?
And Angela sort of just Angela sort of grips the steering wheel with both hands and is like, fine. And he's sort of gritting his teeth, just knowing he's been lied to. But there's no way he can have this argument on day one, driving into the place.
Sweet.
And that's why that scene ended negative for me.
So it's me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's going to be Chet.
Mm-hmm.
Is waiting sort of there's a sort of front drive area.
Mm-hmm.
Leaning on the hood of his Trans Am.
Of course he has a Trans Am.
Of course he has a Trans Am. Smoking cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for Donnie to show up.
Yep.
And
twirling a makeshift spanking paddle in one hand.
wearing a t-shirt with the sleeves cut off.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yep.
You looked at me funny just then. That was a movie reference. I wasn't trying to drag that in a particular direction. That was a movie reference.
I'm thinking Chet might be full mullet. I think he's full mullet.
Oof. Okay. All right, that's making the accent make a little more sense. All right.
And so he's waiting there for Donnie to show up because they've arranged to meet out the front of the camp to arrange whatever's gonna that was the arrangement, I'm thinking. So he's waiting for that for you to get there.
Yep.
Leaning on his Trans Am.
Now,
Sun's out, guns out.
I want to punish the mullet.
The mullet goes badly for you.
So, start playing the scene.
But, at the same time...
Well, we don't know.
Let it evolve organically.
And then partway through, then we give them a dice and they resolve from there.
You might want to punish it by death.
That's true.
By stunts.
Give them all 4 dice.
Okay, this is going to sound like a bullshit thing, but I'm actually trying to think of what my motivation is right now. So in our relationship, it is I'm just trying to get some goddamn respect out of you, owing from the fact that you are just sort of dicking me around on this whole thing. Okay, all right.
So where is this Fucking guy. What even time is it? God.
And out from round back of one of the buildings, carrying a manila envelope, Donnie walks up and says, "Thank you at least for being here on time. We've got some things to go over before anyone else arrives."
Yeah, let's just get it over with, all right? I don't have all day here.
So I've taken the opportunity to read over the files and your relationship with what was his
The Dug Nuts. The Dug Nuts. You I know what you're looking for, and the Dug Nuts is what you're after.
I'm fairly certain that is not how that is pronounced.
It's Dude Newt.
Dujont.
I do believe it is from the French "dujont."
Now I'm pretty sure it's both of them. It's Bobson and I think I know I got a good handle on this Angelo guy. I think he's heavily involved too.
You son of a bitch. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, that's right. So this thing's gonna end positively.
So what do you need me? You need me to like wear like a wire? Is that what the situation is?
I do hope it does not come to this. So far, your information has been spotty at best. But at this point, really, all we need to do is, get these people in a room with some of these hardcore narcotics, and we've got essentially an open and shut case.
It's gonna have to
shouldn't be
wait.
anything more complicated.
It's
than
gonna have to wait till later, though. I gotta get a good tan going this afternoon. So like, we'll see if we can work it around that. Like, I know you're flexible on this. It'll be fine.
We will, of course, have to, play things out, and obviously we can't tip our hand too soon. We are all here as camp counselors. Obviously, trying to push any sort of meeting early will not work. So, I suppose you have some time between now and then. But please, let's just focus on what needs to happen here. Before and above anything else, we need to get both of them in a room with these drugs.
Yeah, all right. Is that envelope for me? Like snatches the envelope, like throws it like onto the passenger seat of his car. It's like I'll catch you later. Like guns in there, does like a burnout.
And when the back end of the car flicks around, one piece of paper comes out of the manila envelope and goes under the seat and disappears completely.
Ooh. Like it. All right. Scene.
Was that good?
That was good. You have the opportunity of establishing or resolving a scene.
I was going for full douche.
I was getting frustrated like from the beginning, so like mission accomplished. Check.
I was getting frustrated. I wasn't involved.
Fucking eye on the prize, dude.
It was the mullet.
All right. If that was to establishing, I will resolve.
Resolve.
One. Yeah.
Okay. Now remember, these don't have to be chronological. These can be
Right.
jumping backwards and forwards. Sometimes you have flashbacks, or you have flash forwards. You're like setting up something that's going to happen in the future. You can do those sorts of bits and pieces if you like. And you can also, if a scene requires an NPC or someone, that's not one of the four characters around the table, one of us can jump in and play that character as need be. You don't have to ad-lib to yourself. That would be weird.
Yeah, okay. And it's not just 4 people in this entire camp. There's pretty much whoever we want there to be.
The campsite, well, as far as the establishing point was, camp's not open yet. We're sort of there for the setting up.
Yeah.
Trying to get things rolling after, 20, 30 years ago, this place went under for whatever reason, and that's where we're at. So what do you reckon? Setting up a scene for Trev, for Donnie.
Donnie.
Donnie Jep.
I had a thought of this as going to be sort of a flashback slightly, captain's office of the police headquarters, either sort of being given like the hard word, like you've got to get a good get on this case. It's been on your table for.
You're a loose cannon, Jeff.
Buy book.
All right, so that
Yeah,
set that up.
flashing back
to HQ, captain's office, getting dressed down for
insubordination.
Well, no, having this open case of drug dealings around the area for some time, and yeah, let's go with that. Who do you want to jump in as the captain? Yeah, okay.
Yourself.
Okay, Jet. The dealings cases around the Clearwater area. Tell me a story. Tell me that you've got something actually finally happening on this. It's been on your desk 18 months now. You've brought in a couple of dime bag pushing fucking 18-year-olds who get pushed through the system, slap on the wrist, and back out on the streets. You need to close this. You need to get a big get, or I'll have your fucking badge.
Captain, I understand. I understand where you are coming from. Please understand, from my position, this is the first time I've had to deal with a case like this. My history has only ever been in drugs. The idea that there is a murder wrapped up in this as well has complicated matters no end. I don't have any experience in a situation like this.
The murder around Clearwater was decades ago, before you were even crawling around on the floor.
With all due respect, Captain, I don't think that is the case. If you would please, again, just look at the information I've compiled, the amount of disappearances in this area.
He's flicking through this. It's a thick folder, but you've given me, and slaps this big folder of this file of papers down the table. I was like, you've given me a novel. It's a goddamn comic book of jokes.
Every single one of those disappearances has had some relation to drug dealing within the area, and it all centered in and around this campsite. Captain, I promise you that this is more than just a couple of kids slinging pot. This ties back to no end of murders that we've seen in the area, and I think it is absolutely worth investigating.
He picks it, right?
Oh yeah, it's resolving. You have to figure out how this goes. Alright, so that camp opens for business in 2.5 weeks. You have until then to close this goddamn case, or you're going to be working at a McDonald's for the rest of your life.
So what would, within the context of this, what would you think good and bad outcome would be related to? Like, is this my...
Right, you got one last chance.
This is either sort of like grab the dark die and go like, this is my last chance, or go for the positive, like you convince him to give him this chance. You pick the dice and you role play it the way it goes, and I'll play along based on what dice you pick.
Yep. So I'm gonna go bad, and it's going to be you're not even buying the murder connection, and this is purely a I've got to bring in some dealers, and any more talk about connection to murder is just off the table.
Yeah, exactly that. And I'm not going to roleplay that because you just said exactly.
There you go. That is the thing that we just roleplayed.
Yeah. But we should have been giving these dice away as we at each of our end of our scenes. So we'll go in the order that we went. So I'm going to give that one.
So I can't give this to anyone to resolve. Then that's just
that'll be there for when it comes to the tilt.
The thing went badly for Ryan, so then he gets to make something go badly for you later.
Well, essentially, like, this is now...
But this is my dice to use at another stage of the game, isn't it?
Well, when it comes up to it, but basically just keep that on your folder, and... So, yeah, you can give those dice. So, you go to that, you give that to him.
Yeah.
That seems like a fair trade.
And then we'll remember to do that after each scene.
Nice. Okay.
And
scene.
Wow, that was tense.
The silence of the damned.
So I think what we'll do, we'll resolve...
You're going to set up for a result?
Resolve. I think that's kind of gone on. I think we'll get to the camp.
Well, if you're going to resolve,
Yep.
we set up the scene. But if you've got a
Oh, okay, sorry.
if you've got a concept of what you want to do, okay.
Yeah, so I think we'll resolve our car scene, getting that, and me seeing going from there.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the weird naming thing. Resolve isn't resolving a scene. Resolve just means
You
that
choose how the
don't
scene is
come up
going
with
to
the scene.
resolve.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're not resolving a previous scene. You're going to resolve this scene.
Yeah.
So if you want to have the next thing that happens is you guys getting to the camp, that's
You can establish
that's
that.
you establishing that.
Oh, okay. So someone else will say I'll resolve, and that could say for us to resolve.
Like if you choose to establish a scene, you as the player establish that scene and go, we are here. These people are involved. This is the topic.
Okay,
we're
so
dealing. If you choose to resolve, the other
So
players.
yes, you can initiate two things and then resolve two things. So us driving there, that could be that. That's just done.
That seems
And then
done.
it could be the okay, cool.
Like even then, like there is no. You can just establish all of them. That doesn't matter. Yeah, the establish and resolve thing is purely like when it comes to your turn. Do you want to establish a scene or do you want to resolve a scene? And the only difference is establish. You make it
establishing
up.
is setting something up. Conclusion is actually wrapping something up. Like you for the and your captain sorting that out.
Yeah, someone else establishes it and you resolve, or you establish it
Okay, cool.
and other people resolve.
All right, so right. I think I'll establish a scene.
Mm-hmm.
So we've basically been heading towards the camp. I would have cooled off a little bit. We've made some pleasant-ish type of conversation,
Yep.
kind of gone over the whole type of thing. But we'll kind of pull into the camp.
Okay.
Does it have to be two people?
No, it'll be multiple. Okay. You can pull more people in.
So I don't. Maybe we could have pulled into the camp, roughly just maybe.
After the whole Trans Am spin out.
Yeah, just after something maybe.
All right.
Basically, as we're pulling into the camp, some dickhead in this fucking
Trans Am goes zooming off towards the actual lake proper.
yeah. Man, what an asshole.
There's only a certain number of people, a certain type of person that comes down and actually works at these camps, so I'll take who I can get.
Jeez, just scratching the end of the barrel there a little bit, but that's okay.
He was popular back in school, he'll be fine.
Do I know this guy?
You may have met him around. I've known him since school days. Chet was one of the football players back then.
No, I don't think I've ever met yet.
You will soon enough.
Oh, good.
Are you like pulling up to where the Trans Am is now?
It's like I see us that we're pulling up to an area. It's basically just like dust clouds from where you've zoomed off down towards.
Like we've
the
just come in
lake.
just as that's kind of occurred.
Okay.
So keep going.
It's fantastic. So we'll pull up. So what cabin am I in? Where am I staying?
The camp coordinators. We're in that little group of huts just over that sort of way. There's 4 or 5 huts over there. Then like the supply sheds and the mess hall. They're all sort of over that outside. The kids are across these 3 dorms and pointing off in the other direction of these 3 larger buildings.
Oh, sweet. Okay. All right. Cool, man. I'll start setting some stuff up then. So I'll pull in. I'll grab the keys to some of the just grab some of the keys. I guess start opening up some of the stuff. Put the back of the car, and I'll pick up my bag. So I would have been pretty clever. Well, I'd like to think I've been pretty clever where I've hidden my weed, but I would have put it I think for this thing will be funny is that we've got 2 of the same sort of duffel bags for our clothing and stuff like that.
All right.
And so just in my rush to try and set things up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the wrong duffel bag. I'm going to grab your duffel bag.
Yep.
And I'm going to making sure no one's seen me. I'll just grab that. Okay, all right, man. I'll get us set up, and I'll see you in a sec, and we'll start doing some stuff, and I'll run off, hide in the supply shed, and I'm going to throw my bag into the hide it in the supply shed somewhere.
All right, and I'm going to grab the other duffel bag out of the boot, slam the the boot lid back down again, well, the back door back down again, and wander over to the cabin that I've got for myself and throw the bag onto the bed. The dust flies up because it's been a little while since these things have been cleaned over, and I'm just going to see like the zip's going to be partly undone, and like a pair of old gym socks sort of fall out the side, and there's just this large bag, like a brick of weed. And I'm just going to let it sit there as like raised eyebrow, and then just shaking my head. And that would be the scene, which ended pretty badly for you.
It did.
So you can hand that dice off to somebody else now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, cool.
So far, it's been
mostly negative.
Alright, so that's for me. Fantastic. So my turn again. I need to get the story pushing a little bit. Alright. Scene with you. I don't know your undercover status, but you came recommended by you. Probably for whatever situation you guys had already set up.
Yep.
Mr. Jet, young Chet, well, my mate Chet, has put in a good word for you, but I haven't heard of you around at all, but I guess I've only sort of just flown back in the last couple of weeks, but you've come, well recommended by one. What do you got to offer for the camp?
Well, you know, I've done this a fair amount. You know, I am coming out of high school as a guidance counselor. You know, spent a fair bit of time touring the country and you know, sort of helping young people find their way. Especially, you know, interested in you know, working with at-risk kids. You know, anyone in particular that's, you know, sort of starting to put a foot wrong. That's sort of that's the area where I've really been working recently. You know.
So guidance counselor, that's the position you were going for here? Well, obviously you're already here. That's that part of it. But guidance counselor was the role that you wanted on site?
Look, honestly, I think that's as far as labels go, that's something that kids really turn away from as quick as possible. My preference is to just be Donnie, you know.
This is working out great because I've got Chet's covering sort of the outdoor activities,
the recreational activities.
Dobson is other recreation, mostly like the arts and crafts and general bits and pieces like that. And camp counselor is going to be a fantastic fit with the rest. So.
Look, let me tell you, that's where you're going to find your at-risk kids anyway. The ones that got their head on straight, they're going to be, you know, making wallets or swimming down by the creek. It's the kids that are, you know, bunking off to have a smoke behind.
Just a gag question. That doesn't necessarily mean like something for that. That's something that happens next. Is like a.
What does a stunt mean now?
It's so I'm curious to see how it kind of works.
Okay, the actual full write-up on the stunt is. Whenever a stunt dice is picked to resolve a scene, someone dies.
Oh, that is. I thought it was like more like that, like the cop thing, like the last chance or something.
Yeah, this will usually be an NPC, but don't be afraid to kill a player character this way. But don't kill the character. Do the deed off camera to leave a bit of uncertainty. That said, there is no reason at the end of this scene I can't disappear. The rest of my scenes can be done in flashback or in a third-person situation. They can still happen. They won't be necessarily a dialogue base, or they could, you know, again, they could be flashback or anything like that. But it is not a bad call at some point to throw one of those in there.
I think I'm gonna do it. I think it's just interesting.
It could also just be like,
or it could be some other NPC, like some. All right, okay, I got this.
You like your next appointment.
I was like, so yeah, I've got Dobson doing recreation, Chet doing...
Bobson, not Dodson.
Bobson. Oh, sorry.
Bobson Dognut.
Chet doing outdoor activities, yourself doing camp counselor, and then I've got Mavis in the kitchen doing home ec as well.
Not Mavis.
who we totally have discussed before now, before the point of the red dice popping up in the scene. But so yeah,
Wow,
it sounds.
poor Mavis. What a bullseye on her back.
Yeah. Settle in once the you won't have that much to do in the until the kids start arriving, but front and center, happy smiling face, and welcome into Camp Clearwater. What do you reckon?
that sounds really great. I'd like, with your leave, I'd like to get around and sort of meet everyone in camp. Shake some hands. Really let everyone know that any kids they're having trouble with, they can definitely send my way. If you can, point out where everyone is and some names, I'll go around and introduce myself.
Fantastic. In the meantime, I'm pretty sure Mavis has got some lunch going anyway. Let's head in and grab some nosh. I hate the term nosh. Why did I use that?
Because your character loves the word nosh.
You tell me, Angelo.
And I think that we walk in to the mess hall, and
Where's Mavis?
yeah, it was like, where is Mavis? And we're sort of poking around the back, and there's a pot boiling over. It was doing like a pasta dish, like it's just a basic spag.
Let me go in. Let me go in first. Let's split up for a second. Let's split up for a second. I know what a bad idea that sounds like. If
Well, that is just splitting up.
I'm just thinking, if we find the body together, then that immediately gives both of us an alibi. Whereas at least if we're not in the same room for like a little bit,
I tell you, I walk through first, and pot boiling over, and I'm walking through, and what I think is just a spilled pasta sauce on the ground. There's a splash of red,
like the camera pans across and like it sees this, spaghetti boiling and sees the pasta sauce, and you like slip a little bit, but then like the camera focuses in.
Yeah, and it's quite clearly not pasta sauce. But I keep on walking on. It's not until you come back through and you're like, this is what I'm looking for. But that's it. I think that's a good spot to
That's a good
leave
spot.
that one there.
Leave it off there.
Poor Mavis. She didn't have any
But
lines.
no body, just blood.
Yep. Or possibly pasta sauce. No one has tried it yet.
Don't do the cop thing where you stick your finger in it and taste it. Dice for the chat.
Right. Check.
I'm going to establish scene. I'm thinking Chet is... There's like a boat shed sort of on the lake.
Yep.
Sort of set near like the main complex where you are.
Yep.
And he's like pulling like canoes out of the boat shed and like putting them out on the water and testing that they're still seaworthy. I'm also thinking that he's doing it like he's like got his shirt off and like knotted like on his belt sort of thing, and he thinks he's looking all hot and everything, but he's a little past it, and it's a bad look.
Got an almost dad bod going on there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He's got like AC/DC like playing on a boombox, like do. And he sees like Angelo like moving between things, and he sort of like stops. He's like, "Angelo, over here."
And I'm like sort of like looking up. It's like sort of scuffing my foot on the grass, just trying to get this bit of pasta sauce off my shoe. And like, Chet.
The Chet needs to speak to you.
Oh god, you're still doing the third person thing. Fantastic. And yeah, wandered down.
So you still like? Thanks for the opportunity to, come and work for your little, operation here. I really appreciate it. It's great. It's just great. No, I mean it. You know, 'cause I appreciate this. Just, I've had an idea.
Right.
These canoes.
Yeah.
Canoes are lame.
They get giant skis.
I'm thinking jet skis. Now I know you've got your checkbook there. I think I think you should write something out for me. I can hop in the old Am, drive down. I know a guy can get a good deal on some jet skis. I think the kids or whatever would love it.
Check, bud. Love a jet ski. They're great. Got 3 back at home. They're fantastic.
Three jet skis.
Yeah. One for every 2 days of the week. It's great.
Yeah. Three jet skis. Yeah.
But the public liability on those when you're dealing with kids is horrendous. I'm already facing enough problems with some stupid rumor of some fucking killer around here 2 decades ago.
How cool would that be, though, right?
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah.
But the first kid that runs into the other one and gets injured, this place is done.
Kids today, it's all this pussification of kids. Just get them on a jet ski, it'll be fine.
That was this go get 'em attitude worked for you during high school, but you gotta think longer plans than the next game.
Yeah, whatever.
What are we doing?
Do you want to do a thing or?
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad end.
Bad one for Chet.
It's a bad one for Chat.
Because it's got a thing like jet ski's easy to hop in the canoe. You say, I like these canoes, and something disastrous kind of.
Yeah.
The
The canoes are a staple of the things. It's all about the teamwork. 2 kids there working together, getting the boat going straight and narrow. Again, love a jet ski.
All right, yeah, no, I guess
But
we'll just
this is about physical activity,
teamwork
and
with
teamwork.
the canoes, whatever. Yeah, I'm thinking that like grumbling at this and being sort of shitty at like being shut down like that. He like hefts like there's like a stack of canoes sort of he's pulling out of the shed. He hefts one up like way heavier than he should be trying to do.
He's here to
And it tumbles and sort of falls on him. And like sprains the Chet's leg.
the jet.
That shit.
Like
It was an old football injury.
my trick knee.
You haven't blown your knee out already, have you?
The canoe fell on me. I don't see you helping.
Didn't see you asking.
I don't see you asking. That's what I get. Slave away. Like carrying this place and just getting busted ass knee. Thanks. No, I appreciate the compassion. Maybe you could use one of your 3 damn jet skis to.
Alright, let's get that.
Go into the nurse's office, see if they can bandage this thing up, and he limps away. Who gets the bad one?
There's a lot of bad dice done already. That's fun.
Giving you a bad one.
Alright. Johnny Jeff.
Okay. So I'm going to establish. And it's going to be immediately. So where in the timeline was that? That was you came out. Yeah.
Came out and was like, I hadn't eaten.
Yeah.
I just sort of walked, because the pasta was ruined.
Yep. Okay.
Couldn't find Mavis.
Yep.
I had this fucking spaghetti sauce on my shoe and just had a fantastic conversation with Chet.
Yep.
Your
okay.
old pal Chet.
So you couldn't find Mavis.
Nope.
And the scene picks up from Chet leaving. Sorry. Wow. Sorry.
We're all Chet now.
So there
You just wanna be
it's
Chet.
the Chet.
The Chet.
I am just a Chet.
I'm some Chet.
The scene picks up with
So we've
Donnie.
got 2 more scenes in Act 1, right?
Yep.
Donnie leaving at
Keep
the
that in
back.
mind.
Yeah, Donnie leaving at the back of the mess hall. enough time in there that it wasn't immediate. So yeah, Donnie is leaves, walks past in the back of your scene, sees you two talking pretty intently, and makes a beeline for your cabin.
All right. Oh, nards. Oh, god damn it. All right.
Makes a beeline for your cabin.
Yep. Which I'm not there. So this could also be a scene of just you.
Well,
Goida, you're playing the drugs.
that is fantastic. I don't know a lot about drugs, but that is absolutely marijuana.
That is one drug.
Now do LSD.
Straight dope.
Alright. Door's not locked. There's no shitty kids around so far, so outside of the sunny exterior, that's my situation on that.
All right. So yep, going straight in, having a quick look around, shitty cop style. Can't see anyone. Go straight through the front door. See the duffel bag on the bed, and just immediately go for it.
All right.
And zip.
Yep.
And look inside.
Yep.
And there's a big hawking thing of weed right there.
Yeah, there's like this big, like tightly bound bag of weed, and there's also like a whole collection of like various bags of different pills. It's a whole. It's basically.
And that's cornucopia my back pain
of
much.
Cornucopia of various hallucinogens, weed, all the bits and pieces. Everything you need for a good time.
So in the middle of this room, Donnie is just jumping up and down and giving yes, goddamn yes. Little camera comes out. He's taking photos of everything, going through everything, picking everything up, looking through it. Just taking like photos of the bag and sees a name on the side. It says Bobson.
Why would you write your name on your drug bag, you colossal dickhead? Sorry, I'm not in your scene.
Didn't say I was good at this.
But yeah, that's a good result. Though.
Sees the name. Thinks for a second.
I'm going to throw it out there. It's just a surname on it.
Oh,
It's got the Doug nut on it.
Just says the surname.
Yep.
Because if it had the first name on there, there's a good chance we wouldn't have had the confusion, and it gives you just enough.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, you're seeing still.
oh, that's cool.
So that is enough that looking around at the cabin, looking at the bag, looking through the bag, there's no ID.
Could I possibly put a positive wrinkle on this?
Jump in.
While you're doing this and you're like got the thing of drugs, you hear footsteps coming up to the door, and you manage to duck behind the door and hide. So you got enough time to duck behind the door and hide before whoever's coming in comes in.
Yep.
That's like the positive.
The scene. Without seeing.
Did you grab the drugs, or did you quickly put them back in before you did that though?
Not all of it. Everything was still spread around, and there was like a handful of something still in my hands when I just got back behind the door.
I fucking love that so much. Alright, you've got a good dice to give away. Just remember, you want to try and stack single colour for yourself for a good result. You can use this to try and mess with someone else's results. The closer they are to balanced, the worse the outcome.
Honestly, I want to see you get somewhere. I want you to have some success.
But all
with
success.
just being Bobson in general, really.
Good old Bob.
Just let Bobson be Bobson. Really.
Also, damn you actually got the positive spin, because I wanted to walk by while he was like in the room and like kind of like a, who the fuck are you? What are you doing here? Type of thing. Like put the whole like cop thing on the line, but
Oh no, that's
That's
great.
awesome.
That's a fantastic spot. It's essentially you've got the,
'Cause it could have been
silhouette of the
anybody.
room. That I've just got the image of like doors open. You've just got the silhouette. You can't identify who it is yet. You're just hiding behind the door, hoping not to get caught because there's probably some sort of legal reason that this is circumstantial evidence, or could be all the bits and pieces which could really fuck with your plan.
How
Also, just like meta for a moment, could have been the murderer.
There's also that.
How big of a deal is it to like introduce what would be considered like a plot element, like an object? Considering like objects are a thing.
These are all pieces that can like there to be used. It's a way to build the narrative and everything like that. If you want to throw something else in the mix,
All right.
throw something else in the mix.
Dobby's got a gun.
Okay,
Dobby's got a gun.
Toby's got to go.
Yeah.
And a
Are we
sock.
talking like the little piece in the sock?
Oh
Or-
yeah. Like the tiniest little pissy little thing
Dobby.
attached to his ankle.
It's
Dobby is a free policeman.
This is like the noisy cricket.
That, but without any of like the cool explosions or kickback. No, it just pretty much goes. Pew. Yeah.
Just saying.
You're saying.
Yeah, I got thrown off that once. I had something set up, and now it's all gone. Okay, so I would have
Now you can establish or you can resolve. Don't forget, you can choose one or the other.
yeah.
Because I've got an interesting way to resolve.
Alright, I'll resolve then.
You are in your cabin, picking through what you think is your bag,
Cool.
panicking like crazy,
Yep,
and realizing what's happened.
I like it. Okay, cool.
Fuck.
I got something I want to throw in there as well.
Once we do the tilt, we'll have a quick break anyway, so keep that in mind.
Do.
Right, fantastic. Alright, so I'm going through my bag, trying to find some of the stuff so I can, I guess, stash it away in place. Like, because I'm sure like I'm like in the arts and crafts sort of room, and this supply shed where you put all your arts and paints like that. So I was going to go in my bag, start hiding some stuff in there, and just basically put through. So I'm starting to go through the bag, and going, this isn't my underwear, this is not...
You're pulling out
I'm basically
three
pulling...
sets of iron chinos.
Angela's such a nerd.
Panties like, oh no, I know too much about my stepbrother. Whatever floats your boat though, man. Yeah,
You got the nerd, the jock, the stoner, and the 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah, we got to go some tropes.
yeah, so I'm pulling the bag apart, like, freak out and panicking, going, fuck, shit, where is it? Then realising, like, oh, fuck, I took the wrong fucking bag. So I quickly grab all your stuff, I start fucking piling it back in your bag, zip it up, take your bag out, I'll head to your cabin as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Just keeping an eye out to see if I can see anyone and whatnot's going through. Question, did you close the door in the cabin?
No. Now that scene was definitely very much established. He was behind the door.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That
I was
scene-
making sure he was like close the door, like that's like a window type thing. He's like, so I'll I will head up to your room.
Because you're resolving. You pick your dice.
Ooh.
Does it go good or bad or murders?
So I get the image in this scene. You've gone up to there. Doors open. You can just see, like, the light's not on. You can just see somebody looking over the top of the bed. The bag is open. There's stuff scattered around still. I don't think you got everything quite away yet.
Nope.
That's the scene that you've got to look at currently.
Okay. So I'll go in there. I'll see that the cabin's open. I know, well, I've been stepbrothers for a couple of years. I know you're normally quite private. You normally have your doors, stuff closed relatively well, and you're not messy. Generally
I
pretty
don't
tidy.
want people watching me masturbate.
Right, completely fair. So I think that'll make me a bit suspicious. So I'll kind of look around, because like maybe he's floating around somewhere. I'll let's think something like that. But what time of day is it? Like, is it still like
Still You tell us. As we were already sort of established, it's not long after lunch.
Yeah, it's a books. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that scene. So it's not long after lunch.
So that's all it's pretty like. Okay.
So it's daytime still.
Alright, so I'll see that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to see that I'll have a look, see that no one's around, and I'm going to dash into your cabin very quickly, just kind of throw your bag on there and grab what I can very, very quickly. And by pure luck, even I don't see you whatsoever, but what kind of goes, I guess, a little bit in my favour is that because you're hidden as well, you have no idea who's gone into the cabin or who into the room. You just know that someone's gone into the room. There's been some shuffling, some of the bags. I'll take my bag, I'll dash back out to my thing, and I will then be lucky enough to be able to put the rest of the stuff into the supply shed without anyone seeing who it was or who took that bag.
So you don't even know that necessarily there was anybody in there.
No, that was there. Just because where it was hidden, like obviously the door's like wide open, like kind of hiding in between there, so you know someone's gone in there, but you have no idea who it was.
You've gotten away with it scot-free.
And the stuff that was in the bag,
Yep.
I've now taken out of the bag and hid it in the room supply.
All right.
But you maybe didn't notice that one of them
I guess with a little bit of negative, I have no idea. Like I haven't took any stock of what was there, wasn't there. Just kind of like this is my chance. No one's here.
I'm a drug
Fucking
caper,
old switch.
not a murderous thing.
There's murders there as well. I think the tilt is going to add a bit of confusion
And
here.
I just say full switcheroo like as quickly as possible.
What exactly is the tilt? Because I kind of got something. I kind of
The
got
tilt
something.
is based on some. This is where don't forget to allocate that dice to someone.
No, I pick it so that's
You
positive.
pick
so I
it
give
as
someone else.
positive, and then you pass it on. In Act 2, we don't pass them on anymore. The dice you get given is the dice you keep.
I'll give that to Russ.
Hey, I got 3 dice. One of
I
each.
was going to say
That's real bad, right?
Did you brought Angelo's bag back? Yeah, you did like a swap over.
Yeah, it was on a full swap. Yeah.
Okay. How much did you go through his bag? Like just enough to realise that shit.
Because you're walking, yeah, so I basically was pulling stuff out and I'm going, oh fuck, no, it's here. And then just, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to tank through it.
Because I was going to say, at the end of that scene, when the door shuts, I'm like, the hell? Go over and have a look and see that there is a bag and there is like underwear and shit, whatever, through it. Go through it, and in the bottom is a flashlight covered in blood.
Oh, yes.
All right. Okay.
Cool.
So now we've got 2. I'm just going to have to read your name off the thing every time.
Well.
Doug Nut.
Doug Nut.
It doesn't occur to me that I'm saying that correctly.
Because it is not correct.
So we know that we've got two
Doug Nuts.
Doug Nuts.
You didn't
2
pick
duffel
the last
bags.
name, you got stuck with Doug Nut.
I made that call. It was the wrong call, but that's what happened. Okay.
So
Okay,
now
I'm still getting used to the fact that you can add, like, other people can add into the scene. Like, that's actually really cool. Because I was looking there going, do I, like, go into the kitchen and, like, get a flashlight and, like, be found in the scene? Like, I was trying hard to try and connect up to what's going on. That's a really cool idea. That's awesome.
I think that's the difference between this and D&D, is that, it's...
That's right. And I've only ever
You're
played
not
D&D,
pegged in
so...
by anything. You can sort of go outside the frame and go a bit wide with it.
Actually, write a little bit about Path of Darkness, and have you ever played or heard of that? Like, it's the same sort of thing, like you're basically a crime syndicate in this weird post-ban like world where everything's gone to shit, basically. Ghosts taken over, and there's all these towns floating around, these like force field type things, like a fantasy, like a steampunk type thing.
Baller.
And basically you're a crime syndicate, and you go off and you just do the whole world you always see. You're kind of like, we're in this town, there's certain things you do, we're going to go off and going to riff someone. So you set that up, and depending on the stuff that you bring and the type of settings you set up, can completely change. Like, it could be like a perfect success, or it could be you do that. However, 3 cops walk by at the same time. Then you can interject and say, well, actually, I knew that because I've got my history of blah, blah, blah. So I've actually bribed the cops to stall and take another street, and you can kind of interject and change the gameplay and story like that. And I was getting... It's like very different to D&D, so it's quite difficult to kind of get used to that. You, rather than a GM guide in the story, your guide in the story, so that's there.
Don't roll the red one.
Don't roll the red one.
Don't roll the red one.
Okay.
Okay. and they die.
Oh,
And roll. This is the tilt.
okay.
We're
This is
tilting.
where we add
I've always
in
thought that's my secret.
some new elements. So, you add up all your black die, you add up all your white die, or in this case blue die, then subtract the lesser from the greater and get your end total. So you've got black 1,
I have mustache.
you have a mustache. Oh wait, I should make
I
sure.
have 0.
So you got 6 white.
So, you've got 6 white, so you're the highest in white. I've got 7 in black, so I'm the highest in black. You and me pick what happens in the tilt.
Okay.
And I didn't print this one out, so I'm just going to we'll have to do it off the iPad, because what happens is
You shake the pinball machine and it stops letting you play.
It goes bonk.
Trev, you roll all those remaining dice for us.
Just the remaining ones.
Yep. And we basically do something very, very similar to what, like the original setup, except what we do is using that collection of dice, we each pick a tilt category, then we swap cards and pick the defining element of that one. They are things that have happened at this point to put this game on its head.
Right, okay. So we each pick a category and then we swap and each pick the element of the other person's category.
Exactly right. Tilt table. So we've got the 6 categories: mayhem, tragedy, innocence, guilt, paranoia, and failure. And we've got we're going to ignore 1 so mayhem is ignored. Would you like to, if you would like to,
Pick a category ignoring mayhem.
and then move the dice as required?
Alright, I like paranoia.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take failure.
Isn't it a 6 that you picked up then, Trip?
Is
That's
that?
a 6.
Oh, is that a 6?
Yep.
There's a 5 there, though.
And then we swap cards. So in paranoia, can't do 1. So what have we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It seems like dumb luck isn't. Things are afoot.
Not a leg. They're a foot.
Fear leads to a fateful decision.
So the tilt has worked out. We have an element of paranoia. What seems like dumb luck isn't. Things are afoot.
Oh, hello.
And then we've got failure.
Fear leads to a fateful decision.
What do I do with this? My stunt dice.
Keep it at the end.
So I'm burdened with this stunt dice forever.
That means you get to stunt on all our suckers.
Stunt on y'all. Stunt right up in your business.
I don't think stunt and yawl go together. I think it's from very different sort of...
Shut up.
This stuff's not between anyone in particular, it's...
Those are.
Yeah, that's...
Onto the game. Cool.
Yep, that's just sort of where the story is going to vaguely veer
I
off.
like it. That's really cool. Oh, that one's maybe the luck one.
Yeah, I think it's going to go well with...
Because I think what just happened in that sentence well, that luck is actually pretty, like it's a... What is luck, isn't? That sort of...
Yeah. I'm very happy with how that played out. The whole, like, bag swap thing and, like, there's various crimes going on. Especially, like, the drug dealing not even being...
A part of it at all. It's
Yeah.
This is my character.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, that's
just
more
selling,
of
basically selling some stuff to make some cash on the side, basically. But I like how your character, though, thinks it is all connected.
Yeah, like, in a weird way, it's kind of true, but only in, bad luck and mistake kind of
Yeah.
way. There is correlation between drug dealing and
Yeah,
and
so it kind
murder.
of works well for you, like your character, like bad luck and mistake, and also it's where I guess for my character as well. Like it's like good luck that I could do that, but also it just even my character implicated myself in a murder.
Yeah. No, as far as I'm concerned, because what Ryan did with the whole there's no first name on the bags.
That was good.
Yeah, all I know is that
It's a Doug Nut bag.
yeah, like one
It's a Doug Nut sack.
there are 2 Doug Nut bags, Who knows who owns either of them? At some point they were switched, so the evidence is kind of pointing at both of you for both of the things.
And it's really good because that keeps that in the backspin spot that keeps it going. Like who swapped the battle with even one of us? And the chat. It's the cheat.
The cheat.
So what was the little resolution murder thing? We had an option at the end. One was like everyone rolls 2 dice and then swallows 1, and you poop it out and you add it all together, and we didn't do that one. Then there was another one.
Oh, I did that. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Hospital, please.
damn!
Uncomfortable.
I should have done that already. That's gonna take too long.
If it hasn't come out now, mate, you might be in trouble. That dice just departed you now. May it ever roll in your favour.
I wish to expunge it. Chat Stedman.
So we keep these dice?
Apparently, I think... No.
So they no go back
I think
into the
I
pool
only
afterwards?
keep my stump. That's what Ryan said. I think these all go back into the pool.
Don't swallow that one. Okay.
Some
We're
dice.
running out of dice.
It looks so tasty.
No, it does a little bit. Looks like a caramel.
It's like a caramel.
Yeah, I'm liking the like RPG games where there is just a bit more. Oh, that's how you remember. There's a bit more structure to what the point is.
Yeah.
The whole idea of D&D just being like, all right, you're a bunch of adventurers, sort it out. Like, yeah, all right, that's good. It feels like it should be more open world and have more options, but ultimately you just sort of wind up doing the same thing. Everyone's just running around killing shit.
Yeah, look, can like you could certainly have those campaigns, that sort of element into it, but it's also been, I don't know if you listen to Critical Role, it's a really good podcast, D&D podcast as well.
No. Adventure Zone sort of ruined me for the whole concept of listening to D&D podcasts. Like, if it's not, 3 brothers and a dad making jokes, then I just...
Yeah, fair enough.
If it's not 3 brothers and a dad or you guys, I just don't listen
But
to
this
it.
is a it's got it's 8 people, they're all voice actors, and they're doing like a really good story thing as well. There is combat, but a lot of it is those characters talking shit out most of the time. Like
Yeah.
It was like really good. Like there is the occasion like we now have to fight this dragon, or we're now fighting this thing because that's what this thing is led up to. But it's not all like we go there, we kill that thing, fight that thing, go there, kill that thing, progress, and it's mostly all very often like they plan it and they go, we're going to try and talk this thing out. Okay, there's the Vampire King, fucking try and talk it out then.
Yeah.
And
We hang on to our dice.
okay, go on.
You do hang on to your dice. So those remaining dice in the centre.
All of them, or just...
So you only had one before,
I
right?
only had one.
So,
So the ones you use for the tilt go back in?
yep, they'll stay in there.
So wait, we've only got...
Should be 8 left there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, that's how
All
it
right.
works.
Act 2 goes very similar to Act 1. Similar. So we can either establish or resolve scenes. These things start playing, these tilt elements definitely start playing into them. But instead of, when you get that dice during your scene, you keep that dice. You don't give it away in the second act.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to choose to resolve. So you guys set the scene up for me, and we'll go from, and I'll start playing it.
You started searching around for Mabel when you're starting to get sort of concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Like checking in, like her cabin and all the places.
Yep.
Is,
That's enough to go with. Yeah, I can come back from that.
is he, just to clarify that, you're saying that he's looking for her, is he looking for her because she's missing and he's worried, like she was alive, or he's looking for her because she wasn't in the last place that he saw her?
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
That was like a question.
You answer the question. I don't have to do all the heavy lifting around here. You can answer it with your 3 jet skis.
okay. So I playing on that exactly. I go.
Also, Cheddar's in the nurse's station, bandaging up his leg.
Just like wrapping his knee.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I go up to Mavis's cabin and sort of knock on the door, and it sort of, as I knock on it the third time, like tap tap tap, it just like creaks open. I'm like, oh, okay. Sort of push the door open, and it's sort of been. She's been here for a day. She's settled herself in. So I've got her stuff set up in the little cupboard that's in the cabin, and the bed's been sort of laid out a bit better and like the bit dusted off. She's sort of settled in. Looking around, it's like, Mavis, you there? You here anywhere?
No.
And I'm like, sort of poke around a little bit and like, don't seem to see anything. Wander back out, and I'm heading back towards the mess hall, and passing like the nurse's office, and sort of see Chet tying his knee up. I was like, Chet, you seen Mavis around?
Is that the blonde one?
Yeah, the one, the cook.
She didn't see you coming, did she? You know what that's like. They run the other way.
Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, wait. No.
Helpful as ever. So I head over to the to the kitchen and start sort of poking through, and looking at the sort of the remnants of the pasta. That's we turned the boiler off, and so it's sort of this cooling pot of overcooked spaghetti. So just got that horrible skin starting to form.
My
on top
spaghetti
of
is whirling.
and
Wait, you picked
Who's
this.
resolving
this
it?
one.
Sorry.
I see the sort of the pasta sauce on the ground that it's got a pretty long streak where I'd almost slipped entirely over it before, and I sort of look at it, and this time I'm sort of noticing it's a bit on the sort of, it doesn't have the normal sort of chunkiness of the good Dolmio grin. And then I also see it sort of leads off towards the walk-in cooler. I was like following it along, and at one point sort of tapped two fingers in it, and I could smell the sauce at the end of my fingers, and it smells like that iron smell of blood, and just like the colour drops from my face, and in a sort of trepidation, but also like panic, go up to the walk-in door, and
It's locked.
pull it, and there's almost that heavy thud sound as I sort of and it creaks open, and just got this blast of cold air coming at me, and sort of the lights automatically start to flicker on. There's a couple of fluoro lights in the roof of this thing, and the silhouette is this forms hanging from a meat hook in the middle of the walk-in of Mavis, head caved in on the right hand side, and a solid meat hook just right underneath the shoulder blade, and there's a massive pool of blood underneath it, and that's the last thing that I do see. As I hear footsteps behind me, and then the freezer door is slammed shut, and I hear, and the last thing I can hear is the handle being torn off.
That's a bad way for old Angelo to go. How can you have another scene now?
Poor Angelo Dugnut.
Oh, poor rip Angelo Dugnut.
Alright, so yeah. Death.
He drew the death card.
But it means he gets to do a wicked BMX stunt later.
Hell yeah.
I'll resolve resolve whatever happens next. Someone throw a thing at me.
I think I just like the out loud most fun. So maybe after the slows out this way, honestly, after you've been in the nurse station, fixed up, kind of realised that you've been the chat's gone on a day without out his protein. Head to the kitchen maybe and
Yeah, I think he's sort of heading to the kitchen, roughly at some point just after.
After what's happened there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. The Chet's hungry.
Maybe still fuming a little bit about how many jet skis Angelo has.
I don't even have one jet ski. Three jet. That's.
There's too many jet skis.
There's too many. Like that's like almost twice as many jet skis as you need. Just thinking to involve somebody else in this. Like as I'm walking there, do I see
Yeah.
Dugnut the Younger. Little Dugnut, this way.
What? What do you want? What's going on?
We're getting some food.
Fuck yeah, I've got the munchies. Let's do it.
How many? Just a weird question, I know, but how many jet skis do you have?
How many I have personally?
Yeah,
0.
see, that's the right number. That's the normal number of jet skis for.
My brother has 3 though.
Yeah. No, I heard about the trio of jet ski.
He always loves talking about those jet skis.
Didn't even bring it up. So we get to the mess hall. Like, where's that blonde who was making the food here before? Did you see her?
Morvis?
Your dumb brother was saying something about her. I forget.
He's always saying things about stuff. Mavis!
Mavis!
That's it, is it? Mavis! I'm going to start looking around. You've turned the...
At the point that you guys are yelling, Donnie's head appears in the window of the cabin and notices you two. Pally, obviously, thick as thieves.
Thick as drug dealers.
calling out for this woman, for this cook, and notes that.
I'm thinking they head into the kitchen part and see the spaghetti. Oh God.
yeah, I could fucking smash some spaghetti.
Yeah. Gets big heap of bowl of it out of there. This doesn't look. Has a bite.
Needs a bit of the sauce.
You're just eating plain pasta, man. Get some fucking sauce on that.
Oh yeah, all right. Was it? Oh, there's it. Yeah, heaps the sauce on there. It's in a. It seems excessive. No, it's just.
I think the check is excessive though.
Yeah, right. You know what we need? Bruce.
Fuck yeah.
Where do they keep them around here? Fridge or something. Looking scanning around there, because it's not a regular fridge.
You find the beers, I'll set up the pasta.
Alright. So I gotta choose a dice. I think it's gonna be a bad end for me. Now I have to decide what that is now. Eventually, you're scanning around the edge. He finds the walk in there, completely oblivious to any kind of trails of blood going in there. All right, well, they keep beers in here. Pulls on the door and it's stuck.
Yep, the handle's been torn off.
It's hammering on the door with his shoulder. I don't know. Feel free to jump in.
I just
Bad end for you.
Yeah.
Could be Donnie's followed along behind you and has seen you like shoving the door of the freezer closed.
Oh, all right.
From his point of view, at least.
Like he's smacking on the door trying to get it open, and there's bad end could be no beers.
Well, it's more the point that that's a good thing. It's like not necessarily something you've realised, but that's definitely a bad end of the scene.
Yeah, we potentially as well, maybe like tie into that, like, you know, the whole the fear leads to a fateful decision type of thing. So you could just have a
That's what I was leaning against mine.
yeah. There's lots of pasta sauce on this. Was a clean kitchen floor. You could have a
Like a sled.
have an accident.
He's already fallen down once.
The Chet's accident prone. He's
Chet-
extreme with his accidents. And then I could
in his zeal to try and like wrench the door open, he slips on the pasta sauce and then lands in the trail and just gets covered in the pasta sauce.
I see that.
Ah,
I'll go, oh shit, man. Shit! Let's just fucking
this is vintage.
I was going to, I just cut something to you as you've fallen over, just seeing blood shit everywhere. Maybe like you've even like knocked yourself out a little bit, and I was kind of going, oh shit, and I just fucking book it and leave.
I'm thinking you saw enough of the slam of the door, didn't see the rest, so you just saw his back, not his front, slamming the door. He's now coated in blood.
And I run out.
And you're booking it. How do you like that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, like he's like maybe knocked out, dazed on the floor.
Yeah, and I've just kind of panicked.
Okay.
So you got coated, you faced down, what the fuck? You freaked, run. You only saw him from behind slamming the door shut, and he's now coated in blood.
That does make sense, especially if you get up straight away. I'll just basically make a loud, like, oh shit, what's going on? Like make a really huge loud, like, oh fuck man, what's going on?
So, like, from Donnie's point of view, what's he seen?
What you've seen is what looks like him slamming the door shut. You didn't see his front, so you haven't seen the blood on it yet. You just saw the back.
But now presently, the Chet is covered in blood on the front.
And I'm
So
screaming.
what am I like? What am I?
Happened?
Yeah. So what am I taking? What would I be taking away from that? What is my?
Because you didn't see the front before he hit the door, you don't know that he was clean before that point.
Ah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
From your position, when you next see him, he's going to have blood smeared down his front. You saw him slamming up the thing. You saw him running out, freaking out.
Yep.
That's what you saw.
So either
I think
I've already seen bodies in the freezer. We haven't established that. Maybe I've already seen the bodies in the freezer, and now like have a suspect.
I've seen it. I'm not sure if you did.
Yep. But either way, now, well, once there's revealed to be bodies in a freezer that this gentleman was last seen slamming shut, covered in blood, with you screaming and booking it. Yeah, like paranoid decision here.
I think we can pretty much lean heavily straight into that being
I think that's good. Yeah,
of your next scene. If you're good with that, I think it seems like a really good spot for you to take up on establishing your on this next scene.
Yeah. Okay. Question is,
because I think that also might lean into that pretty well.
Yeah.
Mostly because everything seems to be falling into your lap, but it's all wrong.
Yeah, that's that as well. Like I'm scared and panicking and making some mistaken assumptions here.
Or it could just generally be like you saw something sus going on, and you're already like very sus of the situation, having found the torch, and now like you don't necessarily have to know that there's something afoot with the fridge, but you just saw that, and now you could come in and investigate what's going on with the Chet.
Yeah.
Or you could chase after him.
Yeah, you got a few things.
All right. So I'm going to say it starts with back.
Also, don't forget you have knowledge of the stuff from 20 years ago. Like that's something you've always been trying to tie to shit going on at this place.
Yeah, I'm thinking from Donnie's point of view. He's thinking that everything here is connected. There is like in his head, there is maybe a cult aspect to it, or like there's an aliens aspect to it, or there is something going on here, and it's all tied up in money and drugs and your family. And at this point, just everyone is either a murderer or a murder victim. The idea of anything just being like an accident isn't on the cards. All right, so it's starting off back in the cabin, finding like an empty baggie that's been left over from when you were doing the swapperoo.
Yep.
Bagging up the flashlight, the blood-covered flashlight. At which point, I'm hearing you guys calling out for, what was her name? Maria?
Mavis.
Mavis.
So it says to Mavis, it says...
Noticing that you two are buddy-buddy, and still trying to put together, like, how does this family work? It's drugs, it's murder. And then immediately seeing you and the other Dugnut buddy-buddy calling out for this already established to be missing woman, paranoia at its peak, sneaking out, following you guys, getting to the window of the mess hall, looking inside, seeing all of that, and then did you run away, or did you just scream?
How quickly did you, like, when you tripped over? Did you get up straight away, or do you think like you were legit knocked out for like 10 or so seconds type of thing, like a hard hit knockout, or?
I think that's more interesting. I think him knocking himself out,
Okay.
that being why you run away.
Yeah, I think I would have screamed and ran and just ran out.
Yeah,
Because all I've seen like
not help.
You're
Not
on the,
help at
no,
all.
you're on the ground, just fucking red shit everywhere. I'm just going like, and just I haven't seen this shit before, man. Yeah, it's pure panic.
All right. Seeing that, and he's like looking at you, looking inside, doing the math on it, and pulls the tiny little pistol out of his sock, and charges in all fury. Chet Stedman, you're under arrest. Get up. You're under arrest for murder and for drugs, for drug murder. You're under arrest for drug murder.
What? I brought you here, Bacon. What even is this?
Like kneeling on his chest, trying to get the I got handcuffs as well. All of a sudden there are handcuffs. Like wrestling you, trying to get the handcuffs on, but you are like twice my size and not even particularly trying. You just not having any part of being handcuffed. Wrestling, trying to get the cuffs on. You're under. I know how this works. You and Angelo had planned the whole thing, and you were trying to set me up to take the fall for the murder of someone, for the murder of the drug person. I know it was you.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I was just in here, like, trying to get some food and some beer and trying to get this damn
Shut
door
up!
open.
And, like, tries to pistol whip you, but, like, with a tiny little pistol.
Yeah, he's resolving. Yeah.
No, you established this.
Oh, yeah, I was established. Yeah. I was waiting for people to jump in.
So I actually thought you were resolving, so it was my bad. I was waiting for you.
I was just thinking, like, I was just trying to get some beers, and, like, at that point, pull the door open.
So
is that a cool thing?
I like it.
Like at that moment of you like and this and Angelo. He's like, whatever, Bacon. I'm just here to get some beer. Pull the door open,
and yeah,
Ta-ha!
and yeah, lights flicker on. There's just like red across the sort of icy floor. You got Mavis stuck up on the meat hook, and you've got Angelo just like huddled over, like past whether he's actually dead or passed out, but huddled over, like frost through his mustache, just like he'd been trying to warm himself, but
Well, how do you explain this?
He's not beer. What? What the hell, man? What'd you do to Mavis?
I'm out. Don't be addressing me. I'm
Oh.
unconscious / dead. Unknown currently.
And click. The handcuffs go on. That is my
your positive result.
positive result.
Cool.
Awesome. All right.
Are you handcuffing me to something? Like you've handcuffed me to the U-bend on like a sink or something?
You know what? I think Donnie is just bad enough at this that I've handcuffed you to me.
Yes.
That's both hands. Fuck.
You've handcuffed yourself. Oh no.
I've handcuffed you to me, and I've managed to handcuff my left wrist to your right wrist. Other one. Yep, your.
No, you have to go left to left.
Yep, my left to your left.
Okay.
That's how they do it in movies.
Okay.
And in my head, you're big enough that you could just lift your arm and lift me up off the floor.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So in a moment of panic, I've ran out. I've had a few guys bit to calm down, so I've run out in panic. Kind of gone, all right. Gotta calm down, man. Gotta calm down. Maybe he's okay. You should go back in there. Go back in there and check. You've got to go back in there and check. So I've turned around. I've kind of ran back in there. So it's down as you can see, obviously. So ran back in there. I'm trying to imagine the kitchen that sort of cafeteria style setup. There's those benches and stuff like that, and there's the I forgot what they're called. Actually put the food and stuff out there, so you can kind of see into the kitchen a little bit.
Yeah.
So you
the baby
but that's it.
thing, yeah.
I can't really make out or see clearly what's happening, but I see you, because you're kind of wailing into a little bit, wrestling and mouthing into him, and you are fucking insane. Going, what the fuck is happening? I know it's there, I can kind of hear him talk what the fuck, man, what's going on? You're doing all that type of stuff and wrestling, and I'm kind of going, what the fuck's happening? So I'm starting to freak out even more, get a little bit scared. So I'm going to kind of react, be a little bit sneaky, head into the kitchen, well, head up there, and on my way there, I'm going to grab a I'm just hearing noises, hearing yelling. I'm going to grab a pan, just from the stovetop, somewhere like that. Maybe even the huge fucking pot of boiling pasta, whatever's floating around. I'm going to grab that from the ground.
That's alright. Those are two pretty different things.
Let's grab a frying pan. Yeah, the pot pasta's not work out too well. So let's grab a pan. Oh, cool. And just as hear you screaming, hear you ranting and raving anymore, I can finally see the corner, see you on top of the chet. Fucking blood stuff everywhere. You're ranting and raving. I can now see dead body of Mavis. I see my stepbrother in there, wrapped up. Looks like he's also dead. I'm just going to panic and have pure fear. Just as before, I'm scared myself, so I really can't work out what's going on. And just as you lock on the handcuffs, back of your head.
Oh damn!
Because I've just
This is a
Because I-
really bad situation.
I can't see it. All I see is you just raving and screaming
that
about
has come
murder and
together.
drug money and all sorts of weird shit. So I'm going, he's fucking killing. What the fuck's going on? So that's what I think I do.
You also got a gun out, right?
Yeah. I'm like pistol whipping people and shit. I'm waving a gun around.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Alright.
Clong.
Clong. Blacked out. Not just that one there we probably lean on. Maybe dead, maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's just a.
So like,
But that doesn't, because that doesn't necessarily mean it have to be. Depending on how the stuff kind of goes, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be him as well. I have just hit a cop over the head of a pan who has a gun. Who knows where it can go?
he might be okay. Are you okay?
No, I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead, but Luckily, this entire place was built on top of an Indian burial ground. And so I immediately come back as a murderous ghost.
Oh no!
No.
Okay.
Only dank weed can stop him.
Okay.
It's 420 goes.
I'm gonna establish. This is gonna be a flashback. This is going to be a couple of years ago.
Yep.
It's not long after my mother and your father were married.
That's how they became the Donut Bunch.
Oh!
Donut
Oh
Bunch.
no! Oh, I hate it so much.
They were living all together, but they're so alone. Can't remember that theme song. Please add that song in during your editing.
No. And to establish, my mother was widowed on a situation of my father was missing for a good period of time, presumed dead, and then sort of declared dead by time, essentially. And we're basically in the new family home, and I've come back to visit, let's say, Thanksgiving. We're just having chats. I'm thinking about trying to get the old camp running again.
Why? You've heard the rumours about that place. Why set yourself up for failure like that?
Look, I've got a bit of money up my sleeve now. I want to do that place right. Dad did his best with that place. He did what he could, but shit went down in that area, and it ruined him.
What actually happened to your old man? My mum's never said anything, and all I know is that he's vanished. He's declared. I don't know what's going on.
He's declared dead. They never found a body. We don't know whether he's run off. We don't know whether he's found himself into a dark place or whether something worse happened to him.
Maybe he's just gone to get a pack of smokes.
But he's been gone for years now, and I'd like to sort of honour his memory a little bit in trying to get that camp that he poured all his heart and soul into. And I'd like, if you want to, like you're in your final year, once you get out of high school, in your breaks from college, if you want to, come down and help out. I'll pay a wage. It's good. It's good fun, and it'll be good for us to get to know each other a little bit better.
Look, man, I've only known you now for a couple of years, and what happened to your dad and all is it's sad, but dude, come on, move on. That place literally probably killed your dad, or at least drove him mad, or made him go away. Why are you trying to build a monument to his failure? Move on, dude. You've already got 2 jet skis.
I could buy as many jet skis as I like, but I don't know.
2, maybe even 3 one day.
Oh, what a dream.
A man always dreams of 3, but I don't know.
Really,
I miss my dad.
You wouldn't be fulfilled if you died before getting 4 jet skis, though.
Fate worse than death.
But I love my dad dearly, and I want this place, this place, set up and running the way he wanted it originally.
Alright, look, I get it, but in all fairness, I'm doing well in my studies. I'm doing really well. I don't intend to go to university anywhere near this fucking town. I'll be long fucking gone and leaving this place to dust. The only reason I'll be helping you out is if everything went to shit, and I'll be there kicking and dragging and screaming all the way. Wish you the best of luck, but right now, man, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Alright. Good with that.
Oh, it's me. What's the okay after we finish these scenes, this next round of scenes? What happens then? Is the resolution?
We've got the aftermath,
Okay.
which is there's a dice roll similar to the tilt to
Yeah.
work out how bad on a scale of things your outcome's going to be, and then there's like a montage. You go like this is, and you montage the scenes afterwards.
Okay. I guess I'll establish, like, picking up immediately after you wanging Officer Jep, on the head.
Do not worry about making sure that I am alive in this. I think it will work out fine. If that was a fucking fatal blow.
But you are currently handcuffed to it.
But I am currently handcuffed to him.
I think that in particular would make whatever happens next beautiful. If you are dragging around a corpse.
In that moment, when you wang him on the head, the gun he was holding flies out of his hand, skids across the floor, and like underneath some like heavy cupboards. So the gun has skidded across the floor and underneath like the stove.
The gun has left the scene.
And I'm like, what are you doing? He was a cop.
Oh fuck! He was a cop.
He was a cop.
Doesn't he legally has to tell us if he's a cop?
I mean, he did tell me after he arrested me that time.
What's he fucking arresting you? What the fuck's going? Oh
Look,
fuck!
look.
Oh fuck!
Look, I don't want to talk about that.
And what the fuck's happening in that fucking fridge? At that point, I think I will stop paying attention to you, and I will rush to my stepbrother.
I also think at this moment, what would happen is us like that weird, that weird compromising moment, and then like a giant silhouette appears in the doorway. I don't know if that plays into what you're thinking.
So you're establishing. So we don't have the world's largest choice here right now, or I don't know. What do we got?
So, carrying on that, we both kind of both freaking out. We both kind of look up, and then I don't think because you wouldn't have acknowledged what's in the fridge. You wouldn't have said like you opened the fridge, and then
there was
because it was on you. Yeah. You opened the fridge, so you wouldn't have really had time to acknowledge it yet.
Yeah.
So we're both kind of freaking, panicking out.
Everything happened very quickly just now.
Then we both kind of look up at the same time. No, the reason why I dogged you on the head is because I saw this thing going on, and I saw the fridge, and I saw the person hanging in the fridge, and that.
Yeah.
So I kind of freak out. I kind of remember what's going on. So I kind of go, don't have time, man. Don't have time. Fix this fucking cop thing later. So I rush into the
Spin that to your advantage.
So I think I'll run it into the freezer and see if
You've run into the freezer.
Angela's alright.
You going with that silhouette thing?
Yeah, I think somebody appears in the doorway.
Okay.
Ominously.
Oh, sorry, I'm with you now.
So-
I thought you meant the
Yeah.
No, no.
fridge. No, I'm with you now. Sorry.
Go with this. You've run into the freezer looking after my very cold corpse.
Corpsicle.
Corpsicle. You've seen Silhouette play the rest of that scene, spinning it positively. You need to get away fast.
Yeah, I think just immediately assuming that is like the cause of all this, I'm like, fuck. Like that was this is a like shit, and now there's a big scary person appeared. I'm like,
I'm gonna throw a prop in.
yep.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I got another wrinkle. There's a big scary guy holding a flashlight.
I was going to say, with
Yes.
the flashlight in, yeah.
Yep.
That's the light coming off of it is like red.
Oh, because it's got the blood stain across the lens. Okay. You're in a kitchen.
Yep.
Pots, pans, entire rack of several different knives.
This is tricky. Okay, he's like freaks and like starts scrambling towards the knife block. But firstly, he wanged his knee, and he's also handcuffed to a dude.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like clumsily like
You're dragging
smacking.
a corpse by your wrist.
Yep, like smacking like against like the I'm picturing in my head I'm picturing the scene from Jurassic Park where like the raptors in the kitchen, like that all steel everywhere.
That's the image I got.
Yep. Like running, like knocking shit over.
Going to throw another wrinkle in. There's a point you're trying to dart around a corner, and essentially Donnie Jep's dragging behind you, gets caught on the corner of the thing, and is holding you solid.
And just to really hammer this home, while you're pulling and pulling on my corpse, you knock over the butcher's block, and the butcher's knife, buried in the top, comes clattering down and lands at your feet.
Spin it positively. Also, that's happening. The building catches fire.
Oh, okay.
And there's a raptor.
And now there's raptors.
Clever girl.
I got like Bobson. I think we gotta get out of here.
Oh look. See, you're saying that.
Yep.
Go through. I guess you guys. We'll say that figure like hasn't like because I'm in the kitchen, hasn't quite seen me yet.
Like,
so it's kind of yeah. So it's kind of like stalk you through the kitchen at this time, and you're trying to get away, making all this noise. I'll look around, and I'll buy you a moment of reprieve. I'll just shout like, "Who the fuck are you?" And that shadowy type figure, I can't see it, will stop and turn around, giving you a moment of reprieve to get away. But I'm still kind of trapped in between. Like he's in the middle of wherever they are. They're in the middle of us. You're trying to get away, but he stopped going after you because he's now noticed that I'm there.
Okay. In that moment, I will like collect myself and hitch Donnie like up onto my back.
Oh.
And pick up the butcher's block.
I don't run away.
And then fucking leg it out of there, out the other end of the kitchen.
Great.
We tried.
I know we tried really hard. I want to play a game.
That's the only way I can think I can find distracting you that opportunity.
Hello with a chess. Alright. There's your positive spin. You got away.
That's not like having to like dismember a police is not a positive spin.
That was fucking killer.
If you get away with it.
Alright. Donnie.
Cut to later.
Well, I said, you could be unconscious, you could be dead. You could have been more dead, possibly, before. Had our plans worked the way it was.
What
Or you can flashback.
Are there any strict rules around setting up or playing a scene where I'm not me? I'm like I'm dead. I'm dead, and how does that happen?
It is still sort of meant to center around your character, whether it's your body. You can work with that.
It's hard for you to actually like,
That could be
do things
that
in
could
that
be
scene, though.
Okay,
that could be a way of doing it.
So all right. So it's now the weekend. We're at our friend Bernie's.
Oh no,
Oh, Ross, don't forget to punch your dice on.
no.
Oh, he's on, was he?
Not
Oh, you keep him, do you?
Yep.
Jeez, how many dice do you need?
Got 5.
Oh, it's this.
Like I had 3 and then I got 2. Got a nice mix.
Or you can do flashback, or you can even just go back a stage or 2. You can fit in the timeline.
With your maybe we can set something
You
up.
can be
with
record
your,
scratch. I guess you're wondering how I got here.
like
It's 60 years later. I'm happily married with 9 kids. Go.
because like paranoid sort of cop type thing. So maybe something that you've done in the past in being a cop has set this and has created
I got
the killer. Like you're setting the scene of why this person is here at this time, doing what they're doing.
I have a suggestion for where you could wake up as well. Like on the far side of the camp, like at a wood cutting thing, and you wake up to see Chet raising a meat cleaver. Oh, you're awake.
I've just
That's also something we can do in the aftermath.
Okay. Okay.
But
No, yours.
If you
yours
want
is cool.
to
Sorry.
resolve the scene that God has just set up, because that could spin positively or spin to death. That is that scene that he's setting up, where something you've done in your past.
Create the motive of why that person's there doing what they're doing.
Yep.
Maybe something directly or indirectly responsible for what you've done.
Okay. Yep. I'll resolve that. I think I got some.
You shot a kid.
Yeah, the toy gun. In the dark, it looks real enough.
Okay. So it's undefined amount of years previously. Scene begins in a dark, stuffy room. Windows all black and boarded up. And inside of the room there is newspaper clippings and photos and shit all over all of the walls.
And all dating back roughly 20 years.
All dating back about 20 years? Yep. And there is shit circled, and there is red string going from this thing to this thing. And it's all leading back to a picture, a photograph, with the caption underneath saying Marvin Dugnut.
Would have been Dugnut, but okay. Essentially, the father.
Not Duck.
So many times I've regretted.
No, yes and. What was
Let's go with Texman.
Texman?
Texman.
Was there?
That's a surname.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Did you have a first
On
name
Texman.
already?
No, you got
What did I even say?
Marvin.
Marvin. Yeah. So Marvin Texman. And if you look closely through all of this evidence, there isn't really much of anything. This is newspaper clippings about, a family of some notoriety in a small town.
Starting up a youth camp.
Yep. Like he was ran for mayor once and failed. Ran a car dealership. Was moderately involved in the community, and was now starting up this summer camp on land that the family had owned previously. This has all the hallmarks of just a conspiracy theory nut job trying to pin something.
You're resolving, so.
Oh damn, I am as well.
The way. So.
I think maybe what you just described there is kind of like that's going. All that sort of stuff that you've kind of done is going through your head as you're doing whatever it is you're going to do.
Yep. Yes.
Keep in mind, just because it's extremely crazy doesn't mean it doesn't have something.
I like that. So that ends with Donnie packing up a small travel case, putting into it a pistol and a large flashlight, and driving to the camp, where he then meets with Marvin,
Who at this point was
still alive, having called him previously under the guise of being a cop, an actual cop, to discuss some missing persons and some reports of drug activity in and around the camp, to which Marvin was,
I'm assuming this is years after the incidents, but years before his disappearance. Okay.
Yep, exactly that. So, there has been some stuff happening at the camp, but no, not really much of anything that people really, consider to be true and real. Some disappearances, maybe a body turns up, but that's it.
Okay.
But well before he
So
he disappears himself.
jump in as Marvin. Look, Officer Jeff, they never caught the guy. Why are you sniffing around now? Why is this even a thing? They never caught him, but he never came back.
That is absolutely true. They never did.
As far as I'm aware, this is a closed case. Why are you sniffing back around again?
Strikes me as interesting that you know as much about this as you do.
It's my camp. This place is a wreck now. There's nothing left. No parents were centered here. Those murders ruined this place.
I mean, that is absolutely true, and I think most people in the community would say that's probably for the best. You seem quite disgruntled about people not wanting to come to a camp death. I believe they've been calling it in the press.
I did that thing where you say the title. I fucking love when they do that.
So you're telling me the case is back open again? Do you have any lead? Have any idea of what's going on?
I'm saying, as far as I'm concerned, it never closed. You can convince a lot of people of a lot of things, but I think between you and me, we know what happened here. We know who's responsible.
I'm sorry, officer. I don't believe I can help you at all with this investigation. And if you don't mind, this is private property, and you're here, assumingly, without a warrant. So,
Then you pull a gun!
if you don't mind, could you kind of leave?
And he does sort of like reach a little bit and make sure the butt of this tiny little pistol pokes out. You're very well informed of your rights and the law for an innocent man. But I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong today. I'll be back. Don't get comfortable.
I look forward to it. Which one are you grabbing on that one?
I think it's going to be a success, and the rest of it's going to be he wages a campaign, and the next however many years is...
At that point, I would say it's probably about 2 years, and then he disappears. And about a year after that, he's declared legally dead. I don't actually know how long the legal time frame is to do that. Out of character.
Yeah.
But let's call it a year, just for the timeline that we got here. But yeah,
In the Doug Knight universe, it's 2 years.
the Dungaverse.
Yep, and in that
Nutverse.
in that intervening time,
No! look at my eyes. Can you see the horror that's behind my eyes from that?
What you've done is wrong, and you're a bad person.
Why do that?
Oh, okay. Sorry, my apologies. Then.
Okay. You had the final scene.
Yes.
You will get that dice.
It ends
but
in death.
That one, the colour for the purposes for ending the scene is still wild. So you can end the scene how you choose, but you are getting that dice.
How exciting.
So we'll give that to you now, but you end it how you like.
So what happens next? Last we saw our heroes, you were confronting the
It turns out it was all a huge mistake. That was just the park ranger. That I found the stuff there. Oh, everyone gets up, everyone's fine, we'll go home.
It was Old Man Jenkins all along.
The end. So can I
Guy
just say
standing always
I'm
like, this
establishing
isn't
what
camp,
resolving, or
Yeah.
you're in
Okay,
the wrong
cool.
camp. You
Either way,
want
you know
yeah.
you have the choice on how it resolves, essentially.
How exciting.
There's a lot of power in the final one. Also, remember, this is the final scene. If it was a movie, this is the one where it would be a closing. There is a montage at the end, as sort of to do sort of the epilogue. Epilogue. But this is sort of the final major scene of the movie.
So we're in horror film tropes here. Alright. So I've said something, he's booked it, and because I've said who the fuck are you, he's turned and...
Who is it?
Who is it? It's your papa! What a twist!
Dad.
Play the scene.
He...
I don't think it's going to end well.
Does anyone actually want to roleplay him? I think I need someone to be that character at this point, I think.
Someone want to take it?
So
I'm
I'm in it. I'm there.
He's
You're still
currently
alive.
leaving, yeah.
Oh, you're still...
well, I'm like a dead or unconscious body. So you are as well.
Yeah. But I just did an NPC before, so...
I am next to his son's corpse.
Yep.
Which he killed.
Yep.
Which is very so interesting. But yeah, so something out there. So
Stories of Fiasco.
yeah, so who wants to play?
He did it too.
So I've done
I
that.
should get dice for that.
There's a moment of like fear as that person looks at me. I don't think I would know who.
You've probably seen photos around the
Actually,
house.
no, sure. Actually, I
You've
wouldn't know who he
family
is.
photos.
So I would kind of pick up and like who it is and like, holy shit, we're kind of frozen. I'm assuming he's kind of frozen too.
I'm definitely
So I'm
frozen.
taking go. We're both sitting in the moment like both kind of...
Yep. All right. The figure starts moving towards you slowly, and there is a noise. And he's sort of like dull-armedly swinging this much larger than life flashlight that appears to be
8-cell fucking mag lights.
Yeah, huge goddamn thing. There is like a chunk taken out of it, and there is something dripping from it, and he is just like slowly, deliberately pacing towards you.
I want to say as well that he's also covered in dried caked blood and stuff as well. That mess and looking
dried
in
cake
mazes.
pasta sauce.
Yeah, pasta sauce. Alright, cool.
He's approaching on you.
Yep.
Like bearing down on you with the torch. And at the last minute, this might be dumb. Chet comes charging back into the room.
It's the Chet!
Throws a policeman at him.
Throws a policeman at him.
With his best quarterback action.
Yes.
Like, skip.
Da, 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 da. Forgetting that he's actually handcuffed to your arm. Da, da, whoa!
That's terrible.
You gotta, when you do that, you gotta scream, "You're under arrest!"
No, you're under arrest! Okay, as he's coming towards me, I will panic and I'll run. I'm assuming like got the fridge there and it's like just kind of enough space. So I'm going to try and book it and make it through, you know, the multiple cabinets and stuff like that in the kitchen, like different setting up areas and whatnot. So I'm going to try and run and make it through that spot, like the gap kind of there. As I'm kind of doing that and try and brush past you, I'm going to slip on some... There's fucking ice, there's blood, there's pasta sauce, there's fucking spaghetti, there's all sorts everywhere. I'm going to
There's mavis everywhere too.
I'll make it past it, but in my blind panic of just running and trying to get away, I will slip and kind of just go across the floor. Where'd the gun go?
Underneath one of the cabinets.
Yeah, under the stove.
Cool. I'll say
he is like Pepe Le Pew style. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, he's always like a step behind you, not making any effort, not having to like run or chase you, but just like no matter how fast you're moving, what sort of panic, anytime you look over your shoulder, he is just like just out of arm's reach.
Cool.
A bunch of Michael Myers themes going on here, just stalking behind. I like it.
So I've slid down, fallen, kind of like I can see the stove and I've hit the ground and I can see the gun, so I'm going to try and get up, be fucking slicking and falling over because it's covered in ice and blood and shit.
Like
and
you're reaching under there and your finger's just short of it.
You do the thing where you finally touch it, but you push it away a
Oh,
little bit.
oh no! So close. So I'm going to try and bring myself close and I can imagine like you're the killer like grabbing through, like trying to grab my legs and push me to like bring him towards me as well, but also like he's covered in shit as well, so he slips and I kind of get away. And I keep crawling, trying to get towards the stove. When I look up and kind of see you kind of bearing over me, kind of through, kind of see the gun. It's like that, literally that thing, fucking hands slick with shit trying to grab it. Eventually, kind of get a bit of a grip on it. Kind of pull it up there. You've got the fucking flashlight over your head. I grab. I've never fucking used a gun before, I don't know, but I've seen it in the movies. I pull the thing down. I squeeze the trigger. That's going to be a fatality.
Yes, it is.
But click, click, click. Your cop was a fucking idiot and never fucking loaded the gun.
It was never fired. It was never fired that whole time. Yeah.
Or maybe you've had it like it's a family heirloom. Like you've never actually ever used it whatsoever. You've never actually test fire it. Know if it's going to work. I pull the trigger. There's smoke. There's a noise. There's stuff like that. But nothing fucking happens. That guy just over my character's head.
Oh, I love it.
That was tense.
Okay. So,
I think it's fitting for the Chet to survive. Like if
Chet's the survivor. I don't think it's going to look good for him though.
that's where these dice come in. Okay. So similar to how we do. I'm just going to double check on the stunt dice. I think in this setup,
because I thought I could do it and like pull the trigger and but read a sequel.
In the first movie, it's always better if the
Well,
killer
we did the one where it's always,
survives.
the killer became obvious. So at this point, we don't need the red dice.
Because
anymore.
also-
red dice are essentially done.
What's interesting as well is that you wouldn't know who that person is as well. So like, if you were to come back to a similar sort of thing, oh, I'm fucked. Well, I'm fucked anyway. So
Because you got brained with
You
a,
got
with a
brained.
flashlight.
Okay. So, similar to with the tilt, roll the dice you've got. Oh no.
and it's this minus this one.
Yeah,
Is it?
your highest value minus your lowest value.
But we don't add them all together?
Oh, so you're like out your total of each of them. So you got five
5
good.
and 9.
So your total's what? 4
4 black.
4 black.
I also got 4
For white.
for white.
So, table. So black high. You got 4 black.
What, haven't you got 12 black?
Oh no, we each get a category on this. This is not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so black high 4. Your result is savage. Savage is in something is broken or mashed. You've probably got a permanent limp or and a bad reputation.
Hey!
Plus you
Fucking
totally
nailed
failed.
it!
That's awesome.
You rolled the thing that happened.
What's your total?
I don't know. I got 2 6s and a 1, all the same colour. So was that
So it's
5?
white high.
4.
No, it's white high. So it's
that's
13.
Oh right, so that's just 13.
So 13 plus. Your result is fan-fucking-tastic, but we didn't establish whether you were dead or not. We established that you were knocked out, so... Well, you were brained by a thing. We never established whether you were alive or dead. But the actual description here is, it's fat times ahead, safe and secure. That thing that would make your life better, oh, you got it, absolutely. And then some. And then some more. Enjoy it. So, we'll play through your montage in a second, but I think you're KO'd. I think you survived. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty clear.
I like being dead, but yeah, that works better.
4 white.
4 white. Bitter. You know what it's like to be utterly crushed,
Yep.
casually brought low, forced to eat your own words and stand mute and powerless before your enemies. They gloat and you are helpless. And mine was 12 black high. Pretty good. All things considered, you're coming out smelling like a rose. You're a little bit better off. Maybe you got the girl. Maybe you just didn't get caught.
Well, you're in the freezer with a girl. That kind of counts.
Okay.
Technically correct.
So, how the montage of the aftermath happens is each of your die are a mini montage scene. So basically, you go, "This is," and I'll leave it off. This is Angela's funeral. It is there's a lot of people there, a lot of like pinnacles of community, everything like that. And in the wake, sort of the celebration of what he tried to do for the community, what he tried to do to bring Camp Clearwater back, and that he'd be sorely missed. Let me go to you. Then the colour of these at this point is unimportant. It's just basically how many of these little montages you get.
Okay.
Oh, man. What I was sort of picturing happening is, like, the police eventually showing up, and...
This is a montage.
This is montage. The police eventually showing up and finding no trace of the torchlighter, but finding belligerent Chet handcuffed to a gravely injured police officer, surrounded by bodies, and it looking very, very, very sus for him.
So this is the numbers don't matter and the colours don't matter.
Yep,
I just get
this is-
3,
you get three
and it's
little
all
ones. Yep.
it's
So-
all
so-
fucking golden for
This is golden
for
for
me.
you. So
yeah.
And this could be, this is you in the hospital, or
Yeah. The first one is going to be the police. When the police show up, Donnie's just regained consciousness, identifies himself as police, and starts organizing the whole thing. Like for the first time ever, just by dint of the fact that he was the first responder, the first person on site, people are listening
First
to him.
survivor.
Yep. First of all, he's telling people what's what, and the local cops are actually listening and doing what he says. He's got a prisoner. He's survived the whole thing, and he's feeling like an actual cop for the first time ever.
Well, the funeral, yeah. So, but in stark contrast to Angela's funeral, mine is a mill attendant, basically by my mum and a few of the close friends they had remaining left. A sad monument to someone who once had a very, very bright future and completely and utterly wasted and destroyed it. My name, forgotten, single tear.
Oh, what was your name again? No one's forgetting that.
Boston Dognut.
No one's forgetting Dagnut.
Okay. This is the community around the town that borders on Camp Clearwater, banding together as a group and actually getting the camp running for the first time. And the feature of all the events is the jet ski races on the lake.
There's 4 of them. There's 4 jet skis. Finally got your 4th jet ski in there.
No, he's got a jet ski ownership
Posthumously
now.
awarded a jet ski.
This is Chet handcuffed to like an interrogation room table with like the like stern, identical looking cops, like, and he's just like, I didn't do anything, and like, you got a rap sheet along with my arm, like, we know it was you. You got the testimony of this respected police officer, and I got a good one for the last one as well.
Yeah.
I got a real good one.
This is Donnie on stand for the criminal trial of Marvin. Marvin, we said it was. Even though he is nowhere to be found. The trial was held in absentia, and between the prosecution and Donnie's very passionate, very eloquent evidence, very, very well researched evidence, that was considered to be like the linchpin of the entire trial, where Marvin was found to be guilty of all of the murders of what in the end turned out to be like maybe more than a dozen people going back 20 years. How much of that was actually true, no one actually knows. It was mostly just Donnie's like solid evidence and delivery that really sealed the case.
You're all done. You got another?
No, I got one more. Okay, so this is going to be many years later. The camp is now overgrown and ruined. It's been completely abandoned. You've now gone to your jet ski dealership or jet ski dealership in your honor, and the races is up in your honor. But the camp has been left abandoned, long forgotten. A couple of high school students stumbled upon the camp during a camping trip, kind of going through it. Everything's kind of dilapidated, so they've managed to just rumbling through, seeing what's kind of going on. They stumble upon the supply shed.
Don't think you need to say the rest of this.
They find what I had hidden there, and
it
drugs will claim yet 2 more victims. Winners don't use drugs, kids.
That is
But
good.
cool people do.
Oh God! Alright,
Got one more.
Here's got more.
this is Camp Clearwater. 5-6 years after its final season. Again, a bit dilapidated, and it's winter. The lake is got like a full freeze over, and the only sound, because it's in a sort of a still valley area, is the sound of a creaking rope, and the camera pulls across, and you have Marvin's body just hanging, creaking backwards and forwards of the limb of the biggest oak tree near the river's edge. That's near the lake's edge.
At the moment, I was thinking I showed like that lone figure sort of talking through. That'd be cool too. I like that. It's awesome. All yours, man.
So I've got the Chet is being released, like with the airtight case against Marvin for everything. He's like, they didn't really have like a solid case against him for the murders at there, but like the association has sort of ruined any kind of reputation he had, and also like everything that happened, like it's like knee is completely mashed, so like as washed up as he was before, it's even more now. Just like sort of a broken down old man, like sort of disgraced. I got one.
Oh God!
I got a last one.
It is 1 year after Marvin was pronounced legally dead again for the second time.
In the Nut universe, you can be proclaimed dead multiple times.
With the entire family, now dead. The camp has fallen into complete disrepair and became the property of the state. A year later, a car pulls up out the front, and a man steps out and walks towards the gates. Opens the lock, throws open the gates, pulls down a giant keep out sign, tucks a nice clean white sheet of paper with the word deed written across it into his pocket, and walks inside to the main camp house. That's Donnie. Bought the camp.
It's going back, baby.
Set up for the sequel.
And Chet is like drinking in a bar, like a dive, sort of like nursing over a beer, like knee brace and everything. Clearly he's had a rough time, and then you just sort of like it's like the camera sort of pans and you see over his shoulder, like standing in the doorway of the dive bar, just a silhouette holding just a torch with a red glare over it. End scene.
Nice.
They're back in. It's time to go, bud. Bar's closing. That's everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well, that was Fiasco.
It was a fiasco.
That
Damn.
was an actual fiasco.
That was awesome.
I love this game because there is no way you can imagine how that went from
No.
one set of dice rolls at the beginning.
Yeah.
No.
It's an absolute brilliant. It's the second time I played it, and I'm very, very keen to play it again at some point.
Yeah, definitely play again.
And
Next
there is
fortnight.
there's a huge number of these play sets.
And now after going through that, like especially for stuff as well, like kind of get that idea a bit more. It's also interesting doing things off the cuff because you say you do a thing like you always say, "Oh, I have the drugs." Like someone finds it and kind of like maybe that sort of the vicious cycle that my character was in kind of starts new again, or it could have done like something like. We're going like that mysterious, like, after something like, oh shit, how like that, a mysterious figure kind of like stalking the grounds type of thing, moaning and like, could have had something like that sort of sweet. Like, it's kind of cool how you can kind of just do it and create your own little nut verse. No, it's trademarked. We're doing it.
No.
That's what's in the podcast now. That's the,
That's going to be the name.
I'm
it's
in hell.
It's called Into the Nutverse.
Into the nut verse. Everything for Fiasco we do now forward is in the nut verse.
You can try and fight it, but that just means that like
You're making a meme out of it the more you fight it. So.
Just let into it.
Oh shit! And I think that's where I'll stop the recording.
Bye everyone. Everything was terrible and we all died.